your characters have um, been requested to explore the deserts to the southwest of Tal Serene. Um, Beyond the Soundless Flats, there is a number of hills and ruins that are believed to have be out there, just north of Rothman's Shoal. However, not a lot is known about it because it is past the Soundless Flats and in the middle of the desert, essentially, and there's almost no villages in that direction at all. There's no convenient chain of hills or anything. It's simply vast desert. Um, your two characters specifically have been requested by. Hold up, message on the thing. 30 minutes, great. Awesome. Have been specifically. Sorry, go ahead.
It's fine. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Have been specifically requested as part of this group. Partially a security, but your specific skill sets in survival and in magic, especially magic that can be called up often, has been is appealing to the people who are orchestrating the trip. They have put together some kind of what you might consider a houseboat, but in this case of an air skiff. Together, they have loaded it with some food and plenty of water, and they have a pilot and two researchers who are traveling with you. One who is the senior of the two. So, you have been traveling across the Soundless Flats for some time, and when you overhear between the two researchers that a second team would be sent should a specific magic item be broken. Effectively, a rescue team can be sent if things get out of hand. Should this, and you overhear them speaking about it, and presumably it's on the person of the head researcher. While you are traveling, the pilot takes care of the actual directions, but the desert isn't easy to navigate, and so you may choose to do what you would like, but you may consider assisting any number of these people with whatever they are working on, or doing your own thing. Perception is pretty common. Working on a map is pretty reasonable. Crafting something while on the trip makes sense. It's also worth noting this skiff has basically a large umbrella to it, a black veil kite almost that allows anybody on it to be protected from the sun's rays. But you have packed appropriately in desert traveling gear despite that, and it should help you greatly.
Moon Whisperer would try to split his time up between trying to help the navigator and the helmsman with like up in the crow's nest or whatnot, as with his perception and offering his skills of letter and drawing to the head researcher and such, so he can have normal, or basically normal, less than suspicious access to some of the documents that are being needed to be copied or drawn or annotated or such.
All right. Yes. Make me a survival check. The head researcher thanks you for your assistance. Specifically, he's actually hoping to use your keen eye on this in this area um, for um, for map making. He's been working on some of his own maps, but the terrain doesn't lend itself to map making very much. So anything you can see that's unusual in the desert, he would love to know. And if you need to mark it down, he gives you some ink and paper and all that to work on it. I will clarify there is not a crow's nest. The kind of kite-like cover is the top of the skiff, the sand skiff, and it's just a wide boat beyond that, effectively.
And you want survival rather than perception?
Survival if you are helping the pilot navigate.
Okay.
I feel like that's also appropriate for cartography. If you have cartography, you can roll that separately if you'd like.
No, I don't. I just have my forgery tools and skills.
Yeah.
But no, it's just my perception was higher. That's why I was wondering.
Okay.
You can roll 6
for the survival.
Yes.
All right. Yes, I see that crit failed there.
Hey, get it out of the way here where it's not life or death, per se.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
You say that now.
You say that now, exactly. You attempt to assist the pilot and the person with the record keeping. But for the first part of this trip, you make a number of mistakes. Maybe you're distracted by some of the strange nature of the soundless flats, as you haven't traveled this far out into the desert before.
Well, I was something else he could be distracted by.
Well, I was going to say it would make sense since he's really more accustomed to the Underdark.
Right. The sun beating down is very distracting. And it's terrifyingly flat and open.
Is it still daytime?
It will be multiple days of travel that you're doing here.
Okay. So Olivia, or Liv, as people I want to call her, doesn't really have a lot in the way of offering here, with one possible exception. The only two proficiency she has a musical instrument that she's proficient with, and as such, kind of what she's doing is playing to herself. But I hesitate to say she's trying to keep up morale, because she is somewhat saddened by the fact that her brothers aren't here for some reason, known only to them. But she certainly starts off trying to play happier music, and it kind of drifts. She has a viola. It kind of drifts into more melancholy tunes occasionally before it picks back up. So she will be playing to kind of keep people entertained almost. If it is dark, and I suspect what she's actually doing is sleeping during the day and being awake at night, where her superior dark vision of 120 feet can actually come into play.
That seems reasonable.
And your brothers may be down below sleeping off a good drunk.
I mean, they could be.
Maybe.
Entirely possible. But yeah, so that's what she'll do. She will still play at night. She'll sit as close to the front of the ship as she can, and just keep a watch with her magical dark vision. She has Devil's Sight, so she can see through magical darkness. Not that I expect to come across any, but heads up for you, I guess. Kind of play to herself more than anybody else, so she keeps watch.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Great.
I'll loan you my perception.
Don't worry about it.
Nope, you're the daytime.
Oh,
But you also
good.
could fail,
Right.
I noticed. So you're looking out, and
She's
you don't
distracting
notice.
herself with the music.
Yeah, really, you are. In fact, it's only on the third day that you notice something weird about this desert. Despite the fact that you are playing almost every evening, um, your your music they will often stop for the evening because the pilot has to rest. Um, and so when you're playing out into this darkness and into the evening, you on the third it would be the start of the third day, so it'd be the second evening out. Um, you know near the end of the watch, you realize that you're you can't hear your instrument very well.
Like, the sound isn't...
Yeah, it's muffled.
There's probably a bunch of crew saying thank you.
Weird. Like, I can get it being muffled, like not travelling across the desert for some reason, but to be muffled between where my chin's resting on it and my ears is quite an impressive thing to do.
Right.
Okay.
Damn humidity.
I guess I'll ask if there's any enchantments on the ship, on the skiff, that would cause that to be the case.
Who are you asking?
I'll wait till the pilot gets up the next morning and ask him.
Okay. I guess there's a chance. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. So you're playing. You're still trying to get a sense. Maybe it's like on a specific spot on the ship, so you maybe play a few other places. And it seems to be muffled no matter where you play up on the deck of it. Before the pilot gets up, you start hearing a kind of return noise as you play of your own instrument. Like it's echoing. And you look out into the dunes, and despite 120-foot excellent vision, you don't see anything.
Okay. I guess I'll mention it the next morning. But
Okay. Roll
like,
initiative.
Oh, good. Starting combat early in this campaign, I see.
You would not be rolling yet, Charles.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you act first, Ryan. Your character is definitely aware that something is odd, so maybe that's why you pick it up. That at a certain moment you are playing, you realize you suddenly can't hear anything at all. That is your turn. You are no longer surprised. And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Brilliant. Is this against the poison?
No. It is
Okay.
magical, though.
Yeah, but helpful for Charles's character.
If he was at the TS.
He
He
is.
is.
Ah, well played.
That's why I said it's helpful for Charles's character.
Yep. 19 does succeed. You can feel this kind of pulsing in your ears, and that moment of being unable to hear, re- uh, your hearing returns to you. I guess it needs to roll stealth check. I'll just roll d24. I'm guessing your passive perception's above like
13.
Yeah, okay. You notice a shift off the side of the boat. It's like the sands have lifted and are moving around the side of the boat.
Okay. So, I can't see a creature though, right? Just the shifting sand.
You can, yeah. You can see. So the creature has cover effectively, but you can see its movement.
But so for a lot of my spells, I actually need to be able to see the creature to target.
Yeah, you do not see the creature.
Okay.
It has total cover, as one might say.
In which case,
Damn.
I'm not sure this is actually going to help, but she will. I hadn't planned on this being how she does this, but she is playing it tonight, so maybe it's fun. She will let off. Where she was playing this kind of mournful melody, she lets off two kind of sharp, discordant notes, and releases the Eldritch Blast.
All right. Cool. Roll 2 attacks.
I mean, it's in full cover, so I fully assume it's going to miss, but.
I mean, yeah.
This is +7. I mean, sure. That, I guess, is another option. Brilliant. So, natural 20 and 17.
Roll the damage for the natural 20 first, please.
Sure. What is that? 2d10, right?
Yes.
4. 20. Wow, okay.
So
Apparently, she gets very upset when you stop her music.
yeah, I guess. So there's an impact where this shape in the sand is, and you can see the sand just get ripped away. And you see in front of you a strange creature. It's like a snake or a worm, but each segment alternates. So there's like this snake part where there's like kind of some ridges, and you can see that kind of raise up behind, such that they are the pointy bits, the armored ridges kind of go above the softer underbelly, and then
Sure.
it's like a worm, and then hard ridges going over worm, and it goes like that, alternating. You can see these ridges kind of twist in a odd way. It's like they almost can rotate 360 degrees around the body of this creature. Your second Eldritch Blast hits it. Roll damage.
Isaac, are you likely to impose stat penalties if we play younger characters?
Younger characters?
Like 14, 15?
Not at 14, 15, no.
Okay. Cool.
If you were 10 or younger, maybe I would consider it.
9. She's calmed down a little bit from her first one.
Yeah. You blast away the sand, and then as soon as you see the portion of this creature, it hits. and you see part of the bone protrusion and underbelly just get torn off.
And she'll shout out and kind of try and raise people's awareness of it.
Okay. Roll a perception check, Charles.
Okay.
And question: is Moon Whisperer sleeping on deck, or like with the cabin, or is he sleeping below deck, like with the storage of spaces and the other rooms?
I would say he's more comfortable in the dark, so down below.
Okay.
But maybe off, away from a lot of the others, being something, keeping himself a little bit secluded.
That's totally fine.
As far as that, you want my passive or my?
Roll me a perception check. Well, okay. Actually, what's your passive? That's a good point.
18.
Okay. So, make a Constitution saving throw now.
Okay. That's gonna suck. Yeah. Oh, right there. 18. Oh, shoot.
That's enough.
Well, since he doesn't have any modifiers for his Constitution, that's why I said that was gonna suck. Got lucky.
Yeah. You take 5 points of thunder damage. And let me explain this here for a moment. Nox, Liv, does these notes and shing, right, boom, explosions in the sand against this creature. You then call out something like, wake up! There's a monster, or whatever it is that you want to say. You can tell me what that is.
Yeah. She probably calls out something like a weird snake creature.
There's under the sands, right? You don't hear yourself say anything. You shout it to let everybody know, and you can't hear yourself speak again. Charles, you hear her speak something like, something. Well, we'll put it at 30 decibels more than it was originally. Or to put it a different way, something like, it would be something like 64 times louder than what she shouted.
Okay. And
so you wake up because you hear it, and it hurts.
Yeah.
But you're saying take 5 points of thunder damage.
And Moon Whisperer will grab his ears and rock his head back and bring his knees up to his chest. And then at the same time, he's going to holler out, "We're under attack! We're under attack! Ow!"
Okay.
And that's what he's going to do. Right there. I think it makes sense for the thunder damage, the hurt of the ears.
Yep. Yeah. Worth noting, because Ryan, normally it'd be very easy to hear somebody shouting from below deck. You don't hear anybody respond to your call.
Excellent. I'll kill it by myself then, sure.
Because you couldn't hear yourself speak, so you're not really that surprised when you don't hear anybody else. Roll initiative, Charles.
Okay.
Then it is its turn, assuming Charles doesn't roll higher than.
Let's see here.
It wouldn't matter either way, but yeah.
I think that's right. It would be an 11.
An 11. Okay, so it is your turn after Liv's turn, which means that you actually lose your surprise condition on your turn, and then it's its turn. So this creature, yeah, I'm gonna need another Constitution saving throw from Olivia.
Another one? Great.
Yeah. Okay. That's high enough to succeed. You see the creature buries itself back underneath the sands, and that is its turn. And for clarification, it buries itself back underneath the sands, and you can no longer see the bump it's made in the ground that it made before.
Okay.
And then it is your turn.
Sure. I will use my bonus action to. Do I want to summon my Shadow Blade? Or use it? I'll hold an action to cast Eldritch Blast if it comes within range and I can see it.
All right.
Or not if I can see it. If it comes within range, like if I see the sand moving in the way it did before, I'll hold an action to Eldritch Blast it.
Okay. Or if it was exposed, presumably.
Well, yeah, like
That's fine.
if she thinks she can hit it with an Eldritch Blast, she'll fire an Eldritch Blast at it.
Seems good. So you're kind of concentrating, focusing, you're kind of vibratoing the note, getting ready. And that brings us around to Charles, Moon Whisperer's turn.
All right. He's Moon Whisperer's looking. Is there a candle someplace close by, like down in the hold that someone had to read by or to see when they come on down?
Not a candle, but they do have a hooded lantern.
No. All right. Then
It's kind of hanging from one of the sides of the.
yeah, but it's not a thing of sight as far as that. I was looking for wax.
Right.
As far as that, so let me check and see if I got that. Anything like that's on in my pack here.
There might be wax in the supplies you were given by the researcher, or they might have wax. They almost certainly have wax. But either way,
Well, I know
in either of those cases, you would need to probably head either on deck or to the other side of the second floor where the other people are.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks because the only wax I got is my sealing wax. Oh, I know what I'll do. He's going to reach into his pack. It's going to take all his actions.
His action, sure.
But he's going to pull out bar of soap. He's going to take some a fair amount of soap off the end of the bar, roll it a little bit, put it in his left ear, and put some in his right ear, like earplugs.
Yep.
And put his soap back, and then start gathering up and looking around to see what's going on. And that would be what it would eat. I think reasonably eat up his actions.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. I am going to assume as part of you looking around to see what's going on, you stand up.
Yeah, that would be sensible.
Okay, so that would be all of the actions there.
And I'm doing
perception.
And I'm doing perception. Okay. Eight. A 23.
So you notice three things. First, as you start collecting the soap, and before you put it in your ears, you realize you suddenly can't hear anything. Before you put it in your ears.
Okay.
The second thing is that you kind of stand up to kind of look, and you can see you were kind of off secluded in a kind of pocket behind some of the crates and supplies. But standing up, you can see kind of further over to where the other two are sleeping, and they are still sleeping. You actually can't believe that someone would be sleeping after that lot of a noise that you just heard.
And he screamed that we're under attack with his vigor. So yeah, it would be like these people dead?
Right.
I mean, it's possible.
With your 23, one of them kind of like shifts, and either that's an errant twitch of a corpse or someone moving in their sleep. Like they're still moving
Yeah.
to some extent.
But like they're hurt or something, possibly he would
maybe. Yeah.
he might surmise, but until his next turn, there's not much he can do.
All right, and you still put the soap in your ears, even despite on.
Oh yeah, because
Okay, just making sure. That was really loud, so like I can understand why you'd be like like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your turn. It is now its turn.
If nothing else, at the end of this, he survives, he'll have clean ears.
That's right. I'm going to ask a Constitution saving throw from Moon Whisperer.
Okay. Is this magical?
With disadvantage, but it is magical, so it will cancel.
Okay. A 3.
All right. That's okay. That's all I have to say right now.
Okay.
What is Olivia's passive perception?
13. She has proficiency, but no wisdom modifier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're kind of looking over one side of the ship, waiting for this thing to come back out, ready to attack it. And it doesn't seem to show up. Like you don't see it on your turn. It is now your turn though.
She does the same thing.
Okay. Do you? So currently, there's like a piloting space in the front of the ship that you can kind of go around to the front on the bow. There's also the left side of the ship where on the other side of the mast or anything. Do you move at all, or do you stay on the side?
The cover that's covering the skiff. How solid is it? Like, I know it's made of cloth. Do I think it would hold my weight? She is exceedingly light as a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, you think you actually would hold your weight. In fact, you think... So here's the thing. You'd be a little worried about it breaking, but it probably can hold your weight. It's kind of one of those things you'd have to roll like an acrobatics to stay on it or whatever.
She'll jump up there if she can, try and get a better view of...
Okay. I am... so you're kind of like trying to jump up to the ledge and then pull yourself up? To ledge of the frame,
yeah, unless there's a better way of getting up that's not going to require me to make a strength check.
It's not designed for a person to be up on top of it, so
yeah, no,
you're kind of climbing up on it. So go to make an athletics check for me, please.
Yep.
You can kind of get off to the side of the boat to try to get... You actually have to get some good leverage here.
Good. I'm guessing that doesn't work. Hey, officer.
Yes, hello.
Are you just listening for now?
I can talk too.
Okay.
I got a boring drive coming up that's going to be nice and slow.
Fair enough. I'm trying to decide if that's bad enough that you fall off the boat.
I mean, it could be. The boat's not moving at the minute, right?
It is not moving at the moment. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check to see if you at least grab onto the ledge with your fingers.
You want my acrobatics?
No, just Ryan. Yeah.
No, I meant Ryan for my modifier.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but I'm not sure it's going to help.
Yeah. So you jump up and you grab it. Like your fingers latch, but because of the cloth over it, and especially since it's taut on this frame, you like try to get a grip and you're just like sliding off, and you then like twist to try to get the edging of the boat, but at that point you've already like tilted a good 90 degrees upside down and fall. Go ahead and make me another acrobatics for me.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I've got to.
Luckily, this boat isn't super tall, but you do manage to deal yourself 6 points of damage.
At which point, she abandons her whole holding Eldritch Blast thing.
Yes,
decides to take a different action this turn because.
You can use the rest of your movement to stand up if you wish, but that will be.
She will do so.
Okay.
Yeah. She is going to go ahead.
Because it fell.
Not super worried about the instrument at the minute, I'll be honest.
That's fine.
She'll pick it up if she can, but like.
It's right there, but yeah, sure.
Yep.
Hello.
Eddie's here. Good. I've fallen into the sand, Eddie. There's a snake. I cast Blink.
Oh, interesting. So roll me a blink check.
Of course. Alright, I stay where I am.
You do. It's true.
Bugger me.
I could probably fly you out if we're there.
Yes. So let me describe.
Can I point out, right? I've rolled 4 dice this round, and the highest is a 7.
It's because I haven't rolled anything yet. I have yet to soak up all the bad rolls for you.
Bad luck, yeah. Exactly.
That's not the highest dice roll. That's the highest total.
Like, I mean, it's entirely your fault. You started to roll dice without me proof testing them for you, so you know.
Exactly. So, how do I want to do this? Yeah, actually, this is fine. So I'm going to describe what the circumstances is. Your party of 4 have been requested to assist a pair of researchers, and really an academy in general, but the pair of researchers are the ones that are being sent out to explore an area of the desert that is unnamed and unlabeled, but there are hills and some supposedly an oasis and maybe some ruins from long ago that they would like to have explored and studied. They have prepared a medium to small air skiff, sand skiff, for the party, and have included a pilot in addition to these 2 researchers, and the supplies necessary to make the trip. On your way there, your sibling, Olivia, had been keeping a watch during the night because her dark vision is excellent. And while she was playing her instrument, some strange sounds started influencing it, and eventually she noticed a creature burrowing under the sands that seemed to have been causing some trouble. So it's at this point that I would ask what the passive perception of your 2 characters are.
Passive perception?
Mm-hmm. You're just currently resting for the evening. You haven't heard anything yet, but I'd like to know.
Okay. That would be a 13.
Okay.
Also 13 for me.
Also 13 for you.
It may be higher. I haven't done my stats yet, but if assuming that perception is on the artificer class list of,
We can get it from background.
It'll be on the list.
All right, well, we'll say 13 for now.
And so I'm assuming that I just have a 10 wisdom for now until actually.
10, 13, whatever. Both of you hear some strange noises, like the sounds of maybe somebody like somebody rubbing 2 pieces of paper together near your ear, and this kind of weird drum, boom, 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 and there's a few other noises that are like you wake up to. They're not super loud, but you hear them.
Yay.
So you guys are currently kind of on the second.
What it would sound like for a rattlesnake covered in sandpaper to go across wood right on the other side of it from your head.
It's pretty close. Yeah, it's a very odd sound. You haven't heard it before, which I guess that's why you wake up. It does not seem like the researchers who have been traveling with you and kind of sleeping in the same area have heard it, though. They're still asleep. So you guys can go ahead and roll initiative. You'll be surprised and prone and all that, but you'll be in the initiative. So
My dex will at least be a 14 because my race is giving me +2, so it's definitely going to be minimum 14. So +2 initiative for me if somebody could roll.
Yeah, do it.
go for it, right? Okay. What about you, Ray?
Right. Hold on here.
You got a 13, Arthur.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Realized I swapped. Okay, so it would be +3. Okay. Yeah. Roll 1d20 +3.
You are up. You don't know what it is, but you get up so fast. So that was the bottom initiative was it. So yeah, it's just so you two lose your surprise condition. Charles and Ryan, you may act. Well, yeah, because you cast blink, so it'd be actually it's a turn again. Wait, no, hold on.
After me, Charles goes. And then Nick goes.
Yeah, Charles.
Depending on where Arthur kicks him.
Yeah.
Well,
it's your turn, Charles.
All right. Well, what I do is from where I was. You said I saw the two individuals kind of somewhat moving. I'd move my. How far away are they?
We'll put it at 25 feet. 20 for the like 20 to get next to them, but 25 feet away.
Okay. Then I'll move up to them and start checking to see if they're all right.
As you move, you realize. Nope, never mind. Sorry, continue. You realize that your other two allies are waking up.
Okay. And while I'm checking these two, I'll also be kind of frisking them for any possible valuables they may have on them.
Okay. Roll investigation.
All right. That's not a very good one for me, but
Most backgrounds give 10 gold pieces, so I probably have 10 gold pieces on.
You're not. He's not frisking you. He's frisking their researchers.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You guys are awake.
Because I'm hoping to find that magic the guy was talking about, but on the lead one.
Yeah, you can look in the Legion one specifically for it. Yeah.
D 20 plus investigation 0. A 9.
You find that the person does not sleep with their coin pouch on them, nor the magical emergency thing. They are sleeping in their PJs. However, I will say that you notice that these people are asleep and not injured in any particular way. Let's see if they notice you doing the thing. Yeah, and the one you are currently kind of shaking and looking up and down, kind of wakes up and goes, "What? Get off! What's wrong?
We're under attack! Get up! And I'll slap him.
Okay. I won't. Are you trying to hurt him?
No, just trying to wake him.
He wakes up. You hear none of the thing you just said.
All right.
Great silence.
Periodically, yes.
Kinda. It may be my makeshift earplugs.
Yeah.
Is what he would be figuring.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe something like that. These are really good earplugs. Weird. Anyway, yeah. So he wakes up and he does seem to respond to what you're saying, and kind of like jumps up and starts looking through the stuff. And you hear him. You see his mouth moving, but you hear nothing coming out of it.
I'd give him the shrug in the arms. What?
What?
Yeah. Let's see. Does okay. Yeah, it's at this point, it's the creature's turn. It rounds the back of the ship, and Ryan, Olivia sees it, this kind of like tunneling thing, and you notice as it does this, the front of the tunnel this tunneling creature kind of comes up, and there's this strange, kind of bell-like shape that kind of expands at the top of its head, and you can see these kind of like almost secondary mouths at where the end of each of these bones are, and they're kind of like it's almost like they're tasting the air. And then I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. No eyes that you see.
Interesting.
14 still succeeds. And then it's gonna try to bury itself back into the ground. As it does, you notice that its head kind of comes up and it starts like going down back into the ground. But it has a kind of a long body, and so you can see like the back of it, as that kind of portion is still exposed, but its head buries down. Researcher's turn. Surprise. He's no longer surprised. It's top of initiative, which is your character, Eddie.
Okay.
You're prone. You're no longer surprised.
Prone. I get up. So that uses half my movement. Since I have fast movement, I still have 20. How far are these creatures from me?
You see no creatures, and
okay.
actually, you don't hear anything either.
So I don't see anything, or I don't hear anything.
Yeah, you're kind of in a unlit, level of a. So do you have dark vision?
Nope, human.
So you can kind of barely see where the stairs lead up onto the deck. There's this faint light from the night moon and such, but that's all you can see currently, and you don't hear anything. Like
okay.
you kind of get up. You're like, you were hearing some things earlier, but this time you kind of get up and you go, what? Like you go to do some movements, and none of those movements make any sound.
Okay. I'll move the rest of my movement to try to get up and get out. So it's like 20 feet.
Okay. Do you grab try to like fumble around for weapons to try to grab something? Or
I don't have.
Come out as yourself.
I don't have any of my weapons on me, or.
I mean, you weren't wearing them when you were asleep.
Right.
You presumably know that you put them somewhere.
Okay.
You could try to fumble over there and grab them.
I'll try to fumble and grab my weapon.
You do.
Cool.
With 20 feet of movement, you can probably get to the exit, into the... actually, you probably can even get, because you were on the other side of the ship, closer to where that was, so you can actually probably get, like, up onto the deck. Okay. Is that what you'd like to do?
I would.
So you kind of run there's kind of a tight, narrow staircase. You come up to the top deck, and looking out, what's your passive perception is 13? You can see, in the dim light, your ally Olivia, and so your ally Olivia, and she's off the side of the boat, like she's standing up currently, but she's like a good 10 feet below you.
Gotcha. Do I have any movement left or no?
You use 20 to stand up, so you have 20 feet. Minus 5. You have 5 feet of movement left. If you'd like, you could use it to get off the side of the boat and fall, or start moving to some other portion of the boat.
Am I able? You said how far away she is from me again?
She would be something like 15 feet away from you.
Gotcha.
15 feet away from the flat plane, since she's also down 10 feet. So
Gotcha. Interesting. And so she's just down on, like, is she on like a lower platform or like hanging
she's
off?
along
She's
the stand.
on the sand.
So there's a
All right.
ship, and then it can kind of lift itself and move, but right now it's on the ground, and it's like 10 feet from the base to the top, and then she's on the sands.
Okay.
We're in the dune buggy. She's not in the dune buggy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Then yeah, if possible, I'd like to use my movement and just jump down.
Okay. Because you intended to do so, you take no damage.
Cool.
That's you're still about 10 or 15 feet away, but you can see her at this point. And you can hear. Actually, something really important happens that you notice. You can't hear. You move over to the stairs. As you're going up the stairs, you start being able to hear again.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can hear. It goes absolute silence to toot 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 as your feet walk up it, and then when you jump off, you can't hear again.
Interesting.
Yeah, you don't hear the feet hit the sand. You just feel it.
All right, and I'll just
well, I mean, bonus action, I suppose.
yeah. Do I see anything, or do I just see her standing there?
She is further to the back of the boat, the ship,
Okay.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And she's actually not facing towards you. It doesn't seem like she's heard you. Actually, she's looking at a different direction.
Okay. Then yep, I will just. That ends my turn then.
Okay. Next initiative was one of the lot of you. I think it was actually Olivia. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah. Is blink concentration? I don't think so, right?
No, no, I don't think it is.
I believe it's
Excellent.
duration 1 minute or 10 minutes.
Duration
One of the two.
1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I need that thing to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Well, hold on. It's within 60 feet of me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Does it require you to see the creature?
Yes, you said I could see the back end of it.
You could see where the sand was being lifted by the back end of it. Yes, but it has total cover still.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said that it came out. I could still see the back end of it.
This is why I had a suspicion this would happen. Its head comes up, looks like it's like tasting the air, and then it goes back down. And at the end, and it's long enough that the back end lifts up the sand.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah. So you
So in
can
that
see
case,
where
I'll
it's
just double
lifted
blast it.
Right. That's totally fine. Go for it.
Uh, 1d20 plus. What did I say? This was 7. 2 12s. Excellent. Good job.
Roll damage.
No. 13.
13 damage.
Yeah. That was a d20. I don't know why I did that. Hold on. I've got no idea what I'm doing here. 7 damage for the first blast.
That does blow off the sand from it. You kind of smash the sand off of its back.
Okay. And then, fuck me.
The second
5.
It does. This thing doesn't look super durable. Like you break another one of these spines off and hit another its fleshy torso. You see some blood.
She'll throw her violin back up over the onto the ship and pull out. Actually, that would be more interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She throws the violin back up onto the ship,
Okay, sounds
and
good.
then I need to make a blink check.
First, make me a attack roll, just Dex ability check.
First, sure. An attack roll, so proficiency or no proficiency?
Are you proficient with violin throwing?
I am proficient with violins.
I'll allow it.
Wait, well, I thought it was okay. 24.
Yep, you throw it up and it does not break. You just go whoop.
It does make that
Who
horrible
dropped out?
sound that string
Okay.
instruments make though whenever you drop them.
Yeah.
And she disappears.
Except you can't hear it. Nobody can, because I don't think anybody's on deck.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's probably true.
Yeah, no one's on deck. Yeah, no one hears it.
Hey, Eddie, your
Yeah.
younger sister, 14-year-old sister, just disappeared.
Bonus action rage.
I put it like
It's not your turn.
It's not your turn, but we'll allow
Sorry,
it next time.
you meant to say free action raid.
Free action rage. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Arthur, it is your turn.
Oh, fantastic. Let's see here. There were weird noises. I don't hear them anymore. However, both of my siblings are gone. One scientist appears to be wildly gesticulating and panicking, and there is a probably equally panicky ranger over there.
Yep, and neither of them can hear. You can hear
And I'm
anything
not actually
coming
hearing
from.
anything they're saying, so something must be going wrong. And
Yeah.
usually when something goes wrong, it's magic is to blame.
Sure.
It's usually Olivia's fault.
Yes, and since I can't actually see Olivia, that just, it's definitely Olivia's fault. So I kind of scrabble around for the two things that I'm trying to reach for that are probably nearby are my Tinker's Tools and my little deployable turret thing maneuver. I don't actually know how it looks yet, but it's a deployable thing of something.
Yeah. You kind of like fell asleep while you were working on some stuff, and then you just like kind of like scoop a few things, put it in, and
I just kind of grab them like
put it
I
on
just kind
your
of clutch them. I just clutch them to my chest.
in front of you. Yeah.
Visibly shaking. Doesn't really know what to do, so I guess I'll go up on deck because then I'll see more stuff. More
Yep.
information is usually helpful.
Do you have dark vision?
I do have dark vision, yes.
Excellent. You can see even better than Eddie's character. You look down. You can see Eddie's character jump. Actually, you probably see Eddie's character jump off as you're going up. And you can also see. Nope, that's it.
So I kind of call, "Where's Olivia? Tell her to stop. I don't like it."
You hear that, but Eddie, your character does not.
It's not appear to respond. Let's see here. I don't see anything that's like obviously dangerous, right?
Yeah, what you do know though is that Olivia was supposed to be keeping watch on deck, and you don't see her anywhere on deck.
Usually she takes keeping watch relatively seriously. After a couple of scoldings from it.
You do see her violin, however.
Oh, she left her violin behind? Oh,
Yeah,
so
and
it's
it's like upside down on the.
Oh no! Oh, let's see here. I assume it took all my movement to get up here.
Your movement is 30 feet.
Yes.
Yeah,
it
took all of your movement to get up here. Like you haven't even quite reached. You haven't put a foot on the top deck yet. You're still going up the stairs.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll just use my action then to get kind of positioned, kind of at the edge of the, not the edge, like. Sorry, just a moment. Dude,
Arthur's trying to drive and play D&D at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's like seriously, man. You need to pick a side of the road and stick to it.
Uh,
But yes, I would like to pick. I don't quite. How long across is this boat that we're in? Like, is it a boat or is it a ship?
it would be a very big boat or a really small ship. Yeah,
Okay.
I think the best description to it, in my opinion, would be something like a houseboat.
Okay. So I would like to go towards one of the ends, kind of with my action movement. So towards one of the narrowing parts, so I kind of see over both edges of the
Front or back?
whichever end is closer to the location of Eddie's character.
back then. Okay, so you move to the
Alright,
back.
that way.
And has it moved? No, it hasn't. You can
Arthur, are you
see.
flying or walking?
Oh yeah, if I can fly, I'll fly because I have wings, and that's always fun.
Okay. Sure. So you head to the back. Actually, you're flying. So, you can't fly straight up because there's a covering. So I guess you just move to the
Yeah, I
back
forgot about that.
and then start flying. But you can see with your dark vision a little portion of the sand looks like it's been pushed up. Actually, no, you would see it. Yeah, you actually see this. You can actually see a portion of the sand has been pushed up at first, and you can see uh, a creature that would be like a worm, except every other segment it replaces it with kind of a reptilian snake-like bony ridge that kind of comes over a bit of its form, and it like twists. These ridges like are twisting around its body.
So my character, you can see, is visibly shaky. Be it fear or cold is undetermined at this time, but he has this fascination with what's over there. But he does immediately take cover, and that's the end of his turn.
Okay, yeah. It's worth noting this creature is probably a little bit less in diameter than a normal human is, but probably a bit taller, longer than a human would be tall.
Also, way more terrifying.
Yeah, clearly not human looking. So
Humans are funny looking.
I mean, yeah.
And so soft and
They don't even
squishy.
have tails for the most part.
I
Like,
know,
weird.
or horns. Like,
Strange.
it's one of Eddie's character's main shortcomings is he doesn't have a tail.
Chump. It's Charles. It's your turn.
Shenanigans.
Moon Whisperer helping lead expedition. Get his stuff together as far as that, and grabbing what he can to help him and help him get up to the deck, and he'll be looking for the said magic item still. Where he may have placed that, and so he can go ahead and try to pick his pocket for it.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
This is essentially a ready to action because the researcher was surprised last round, so he's going to be doing that on his turn. But you're essentially ready in action to get the thing when he finds it.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
Okay. Wrong thing there.
You have advantage because he can't hear you.
That would be a 21.
All right. We'll get to that on his turn because that's when you're doing it. So you're kind of just waiting to watch him move, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to help him out because I've been I already set up deploy by helping him earlier on the deck with things, trying to use that as my cover to help him get his stuff and get on up.
Yeah. So Eddie.
Yes.
Beneath your character, you kind of feel this very slight vibration in your feet, and then on kind of closer to the front of the ship, the head of this creature appears for the first time to you. It has like a middle mouth with like ridges that come out to the front with smaller mouths, and it's almost like a bell or something in the front of its face. And I need a Constitution saving throw from you. Constitution save from you.
Constitution save.
I mean, this must be really high for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
It's a +7, so yeah.
Roll one.
Level
Roll one.
5.
Roll one. 2. That
so-
also fails.
Woo.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So nothing seems to happen yet. But the creature, it's like it's using its mouth to kind of like feel the air, like it's tasting the air, and then you actually you get a vague sense it's satisfied with whatever it did and heads back underground. And as it does so, the ridges kind of twist and move so that the sand covers its form. So you can see kind of like where the length of it is kind of coming out of the sand, but it's covered itself. The same thing that happened with Ryan earlier. All right. That was his turn. The researcher gets up and he starts like he looks like he's saying something, and then suddenly you can start hearing him. He goes, "Wait, why can't I hear anything? Oh, now I can. Wait, what's going on?" It's like, quick. He starts like searching for his thing. He's like, "Okay, this," and then he kind of looks at Moon Whisper and goes, "Do you know what's?" And he kind of looks at you like there's something on your face, and then he goes, "Oh no, it's a sound eater." And then he runs up, and as he's running, you can see one of the items he's picked up is this emergency thing. You just kind of yours. But he runs up anyway. He's got a few other things, and he gets up on deck, and he talks in normal volume, and he says, which everybody can hear currently. He says he says, "There's a sound eater here. It projects an area of silence around it and uses noise that it's obtained to blast sound at other people. So talk normally and don't get near it. Otherwise, you won't be able to cast spells and things." And then he kind of says, "Where is Olivia? Where's the scout?" And he kind of looks over at Arthur, your character, like what's going on, kind of thing.
You can see that my character has both hands and his tail clamped over his mouth as he tries not to talk. He gestures with his tail at the sand towards where Eddie's character is.
Yeah. Okay. That was his turn, though. He can't get over there. Eddie, it's your turn. You unfortunately heard none of that.
Okay. So I hear nothing, and I just see this. Do I still see the maw of this creature in front of me? Or
no, the maw dug back into the stands. What you currently see is where the kind of tail or back end of this serpentine creature has covered itself with sand. Like it's burrowing down under the ground after having done its thing, and continue.
Okay. Is it leaving like a path I could potentially follow after it?
It's burrowing the sand in the same way a creature would swim. You aren't able to like follow the tunnel it's making.
Okay.
It has sand a lot.
Yeah. Son of a bee. And just to confirm, with the failed Constitution save, what was the effect they get? I'm sorry, my wife was talking to me at the same time, and I was like,
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
Okay, fair enough.
The only visual that Isaac described was that it seemed like it was tasting the air and seemed pleased with what it got, and then went back down.
Yeah.
So, that bodes well.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. So I have no idea where Olivia's at.
Don't worry about it.
Grr. I will ready in action to attack this thing if it comes out in my face again.
Seems fair.
That's all I can do.
All right. Let's see. Next initiative is Ryan. You appear, which at this
Yes.
point,
I appear, if I can, on the ship. Like, I can appear within 10 feet of where I was.
Yeah, you can.
So if I can
appear
appear...
on the ship.
Excellent.
You basically
I
appear
look
right
over
next to Arthur's character.
Arthur's character.
But it is
I
funny
kinda look
because
at
that
him and
means that
say,
Eddie's character doesn't notice.
Yep. I look at him and say, hello, brother. Excellent day for one hunting.
He's frantically holding up the shush fingers in front of his mouth.
Could I hear what the ship captain said,
No. You were
even
not
though I
in
was on the ethereal plane?
You no, I'm gonna no. You think sound doesn't travel through the planes?
Okay, that's fine. I can't see this thing, right?
Not currently, but you did see kind of the direction of wind. Blink does give you the ability to see a little bit into the material.
Okay, so I will move so that
I think.
I can see it when it reappears, ideally.
Yeah, so you kind of just move up to the side of the boat, where you see Eddie's character. He looks like he's ready to fight it, and you also see the researcher who's kind of at the at the stairs.
Okay.
And he goes, "Oh, he goes, oh, Olivia. Be quiet, but other than that, if you can, try not to damage the creature too much."
Okay, those two things are not going to both happen, I'm afraid. I will.
It's better to catch it with some injuries than to let it escape underground. That's for sure.
I will ready Ray of Frost.
Okay. Yep, sounds good. You can see the sands thing it like before. Just so you know.
That changes things. In which case, I will actually just cast Ray of Frost and see.
Oh, it says that you can hear the plane originated from. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you totally heard him then.
Oh, okay. Like that was my confusion because I was in a place that I shouldn't have been able to hear him, but I was also on the ethereal plane, so I didn't know if it's silent.
Well, its effect wasn't near you. It had moved away, which is why that you
got it. Okay. So I can't see it, but I can see where it is under the sand.
Yeah.
Okay, let's blast it out of the sand.
Love it.
D20 plus 7. Oh, bite me.
No, I won't.
20 to hit.
That hits.
12 to hit.
Oh, well, yeah, that hits too.
So it's 2d10. Yeah. Roll these individually. 1d10 plus 4.
That blasts the sand off. Ah. Oh, still has a few HP left. You hit it again, and this time you see a large portion of this kind of like bony protrusion break off. You can actually see some of this portion of its skin has been torn off. You can see some of like the muscles and blood. That was a significant hit that just hit it. Arthur, it's your turn.
Get it, brother, it's exposed.
Yeah, give me just a minute.
1 minute. That's 10 rounds. Anyway.
Yeah, if I can just get back-to-back time stops, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
set up my elaborate Rube Goldberg trap system. And
Well, while you're doing that, I want to figure out what Charles is doing since he's pretty much out of it right now.
Who's after me in initiative?
It's Charles.
Yeah, just move me to after Charles.
Yep, that's fine.
And then I should be fine.
So, Charles.
All right. How big is this item that pocketed?
It looks basically like a flare.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down in my quiver.
Okay.
And I will start moving along up towards the front to the stairs, move on out, picking up whatever the expeditioners drop, like charts or things like that. And kind of pushing them with my hand, indicating go forward. And if they look back, I'll take my fingers and point up that way, and basically try to get out so I can see what the hell the threat is. I just know that there's been this threat from the loud noise and stuff. So
yeah. So yeah, you get up on the deck of the ship, which I think you would have been out of. No, that's right. So you get up on the deck of the ship, and what's your passive perception?
18.
Okay. You can look around and you realize that everybody else is looking one direction, and so you can't see where they're looking down off the side of the ship, but you can see that they're looking at something down off the side of the ship, including some spell casts that are happening.
Okay. And is that towards the bow or stern?
Towards the bow.
All right. Then I will attempt to make myself go around to the stern and see if I can get an angle on whatever they're looking at.
Okay, that's fine. And yeah, you kind of move behind Olivia. You kind of step over this violin on the floor on the deck of the ship.
That's still there.
It's still there.
When Moon Whisperer comes, he'll pick it on up.
All right, that's his now. You look and you can see just barely over the left shoulder of Eddie's character, this kind of like bump in the sand. You don't. Yeah, I guess you. So you don't have dark vision, but the lighting of like
I do.
You do. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got 90 foot of dark vision.
90 foot of dark vision. Yeah, so you actually can see this creature relatively well. The dim light from the moon is actually giving you some good lighting here.
Okay.
And you can see that it looks like it's some sort of weird worm thing, like some weird tunneling creature, and like you see that there's been some injuries on it, and it looks like it's almost just about completely underground, but you can see the last bit of its tail essentially.
Okay. Then what Moon Whisperer would take the violin inside his cloak, trying to hang it in there to protect it, and
sure.
and then start thinking about pulling his bow just to make action there, waiting for a target.
Okay. Yeah. So you pull your bow and you ready a shot for when you can see it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Arthur, it's your turn.
Yes, it is. I'm definitely ready to go here. Eldritch Cannon.
Firebolt.
Let's see here. No, I don't have Firebolt, I'm pretty sure anyways.
I mean, it's an artificial spell.
It is, but I only get 2 cantrips, and there's a lot of great cantrips. Okay, smaller tiny Eldritch Cannon, let's see here. An action. Okay. I spend my action to place the cannon down as a force ballista. And then I make a ranged spell attack. Wait, I can see the creature, right?
Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Yes, you can see the creature. There is some. It has a lot of cover right now, but you can see it.
Cover, you say?
Yes.
Let's see. Do I have a? I don't have a damage burst spell. Never mind. I was gonna be like, guess what I got then? Nope.
Sharpshooter for my ballista.
But yes, Ballista will make a ranged spell attack. At one creature or object with 120 feet. On a hit, I get to deal 2d8 force damage.
Ooh,
Yes,
fancy.
yes. So that means I get to roll a number, which is probably 7. Wait, let's see. No, plus 5.
Yeah, I would think
That would
so.
be 16. Plus 2 is 18. So yes, 7 because proficiency is 3. I can do maths in my head.
It's true. I believe you.
Is it enough cover that I'm rolling at disadvantage, or is it just adding to AC?
No, I'm just adding to his AC.
14.
That barely misses.
Unfortunate.
You fire and you fire over the left shoulder of Eddie's character, over kind of underneath the bar to the basically the deck of the ship has like a railing, so you have to fire underneath the bar over the shoulder of Eddie's character, and it just barely hits right next to it, and doesn't hit it. You were very, very fancy shot there. Okay. So it is the
It probably
creature-
didn't help that I wasn't really looking. I, I was just like, shoot it! Do the
drop
thing.
fire. Exactly. It's the creature's turn. It has a few different options here, but it's gonna start by. It's gonna kind of. Its head is gonna. There's a lot of people going there. Yeah, I think it's gonna do. Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah. To move further away, so the closest is the researcher. Okay. Well, I guess that's fine. All right. Smart researcher. You see the creature kind of twist, as if it's turning back around to face you with its mouth, and it kind of feels the air again. And you can see the researcher actually, like, he's carrying a few things, and he looks at it, and then like covers his ears really fast.
Can I do that too?
Sure.
Cool, I cover my ears.
And then it goes down, and goes straight down this time, and at the end of its turn, it has vanished underground. This is then the researcher's turn. He goes, "Gosh dang it!" He uncovers his ears. He says, he kind of looks around, looks at the party, and then looks at Arthur, your character, and says, "You're gonna need to get your friend up. He can't hear right now."
My character's name is Aramea, by the way. I'll put that in Discord in a moment.
Our man.
Now that I'm not looking at sheets
Yeah,
and stuff.
you're gonna need to get your friend up here. You can't hear us.
Is it gone?
He says, "I've looked at some of the hunting patterns of these creatures. I'm pretty sure it's gone. It needs to be close to the surface for its silence to affect people. And so, if it's close to the surface, you can assume it's still attacking and eating. But if it goes straight down like the way it did, presumably it did what it needed to."
If it's not close to the surface, why can't he hear us?
It's eaten his. It's complicated. It uses a kind of magic to implant a parasite into somebody's ears. So anything that they would hear, it just eats instead.
That's fascinating, Haramea says as she shudders
yeah.
and then goes flying down to get Gil. Actually, doesn't actually get Gil because Gil is way too heavy. But guides are roped
You
out.
fly down and you tap him on the shoulder. And
Yep, over here.
Yeah. It's possible to get rid of it. It's actually pretty easy to get rid of the parasites, but it has some side effects. Part of hearing for a while. Luckily, we have a long trip, so it should be okay.
How long until the side effects go away?
Once it's been successfully removed, they're gonna have a hard time hearing out of their ears for about a day or two. The longest has been 4 days, but
And you know how to remove it?
he kind of shakes his head and he says, I'm sure I have a book somewhere that could help. If any of you are like doctors, though. By the way, Charles, you still can't hear anything. No, you hear none of this.
Well, I'm at the bow, I'm at the stern, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're not all at the bow, but yes, they are.
And I
you don't hear anything, by the way.
yeah, I got
I
ear,
still
I got
feel
ear,
that
I got,
really.
I got
because this is
earplugs
bugging me. Isaac, are we at the front or the back of the boat?
You are on the so if you're on the boat facing the direction it would move, you're on the right side. What Charles did was he moved onto the right side but went back away from the creature towards the stern so that he was
The
further
stern is
away
the
when
back of the boat.
the bow is the front, yeah. That's why I went behind Olivia, because he had a longer range weapon than Olivia was doing. And Olivia moved forward.
Okay. Has anybody seen my violin? I'm
It's right
damn
there.
sure I threw it on the boat.
It's right there.
You look over on the boat and you don't see it.
It was right there.
What's your passive perception, Arthur?
I am doing my stats right now. I'll get back to you in a second.
Okay. What is Olivia's passive perception?
13.
No, don't know.
It's looking like mine's gonna be 13.
Yeah, you would probably actually have seen Moon Whisperer pick it up and put it in his jacket because you were in the very back of the stern when you dropped your.
I
thing.
whispered to Gil can't hear anything.
Gil can't hear anything, and neither could Moon Whisperer. So even if you're like, hey,
yeah, no, I say Moon Whisperer has it. He picked it up.
exactly. As a side note, anybody who looks at Gil or Moon Whisperer actually sees that there's like this. So in Moon Whisperer's case, it's kind of weird because there's this, there's like this weird, like white waxy stuff on his ears, and then kind of coming out of it, there's like these weird like tendril things. In Gil's case, you can see the full thing. There's like this long, thin, like almost hairs with like a little knob at the end that kind of come out like about an inch from the ear and just kind of hang.
That's
Yeah,
pleasant.
I have nothing for that. I mean, I have Dispel Magic, but I don't think it's going to work.
So
Do you
I'm
say that?
proficient in a lot of tools.
This thing is a creature, right?
Yeah, they're called sound eaters. They're one of the reasons the soundless flats are called the way they are.
Do I think I can target that creature without hurting my brother?
Maybe it was something like Tola Dead that's a save, but
Yeah.
I imagine
Which
that attack
creature are
spell
you
would have
referring
worked.
to?
The one that's currently, like, the thing sticking out of his ears.
Oh, that's not a creature in the classic sense. No, it's I mean, it kind of is. It's what you'd call I don't know, it's a magic thing. Yeah, well, it's colloquially a parasite. It's
Aberration.
No. It's
No.
he's like, what is the word you use? And then
I'll just keep going down the monster types, buddy. I'll get it right sooner or later.
Yeah, not that kind of check. He says, I can't remember. It's not a creature though.
Would Arcana be applicable here?
You could roll Arcana.
Monstrosity.
You just keep listing things off.
18.
You have heard of sound eaters before. They're actually relatively harmless creatures. They're almost herbivores in the classic sense. As the weirdest part, so they are aberrations, sound eaters, but because they eat sound. Actually, it's like their actual meal is sound. It's complicated how that works. You don't know that part. But the implant is more like a conjured creature.
So when I try and cast Soul Bedded on it, nothing happens.
Say that again. Soul what?
So when I try and cast Soul Bedded on it, nothing happens.
Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not a creature in the classic sense.
I wonder what would happen. Hey,
I guess probably the best way to say it is it's a conjured. I was trying to think of what it's like. It's basically an illusion.
Okay. Hey, Aramea.
Yeah.
You're the smart one. If I was to put up an area of silence with him inside it, do you think the creature would just leave?
Does the RMA think that would work?
Because at the minute, right, I'm assuming it's staying because it's getting a meal. But if we cut off sound,
Yeah, it does leave if it can't get a meal. But silence is not sufficient because it being quiet in the area isn't enough for it to decide it will never get a meal again. Something like Dispel Magic or Remove Curse or Restorations will get rid of them, though, because it will prevent them from magically connecting to the creature itself, and then they can't eat from it anymore.
So if restorations would help, let me see if my spell list contains.
yeah, I
resistance.
actually don't have Dispel Magic. I didn't take it. I took Counterspell instead.
So would lesser restoration help?
Anything that removes the definite condition, diseases, or dispels magic works.
Ah, well, wait, I should double. I'm pretty sure lesser restoration does that.
Ah, wait, I did take that. Did you say Remove Curse helps?
Anything that removes a disease. Actually, remove curse would be fine too. Yeah, dispel magic, remove curse, remove a disease, or.
Olivia sees the RMA counting up. It's like, let's see here. The list of spells include the following.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she casts Remove Curse on her brother.
Okay, you can hear now, Eddie. And you were like ready to fight, and then you get tapped on the shoulder, and as you cast the spell, these like the tendril things with the ball just kind of like fall out, and there's like it looks essentially like dandelions, how they have like the little like the white spot, the white ball things. Yeah. It's that with a long thin and a ball at the end, so it just kind of like, and it looks like a weird dandelion thing.
Brother, you're back.
And two of them come out, one for each ear.
The mean snake guy stole my violin.
I proceed to go over to the mean snake guy.
He can't hear you at the minute. Just a heads up.
I'm already grappling him.
You start fighting your way up the stairs. Gil walks right over to Moon Whisperer.
I rage and then proceed to pick.
Rage.
Do I notice him coming towards me and raging?
Yes.
He is a big ass barbarian.
Well, I'm panicking. He's like running over, like trying to get between the two. And it's like, wait, stop! No, wait.
Rister's like looking like what? Wait, what? We're fine.
Aramea quickly jots down and actually, yeah, she does it. She says, "Wait, go get my bag. Go get my bag." Runs downstairs, gets like a notebook, comes back upstairs.
Moon Whisperer would try to tumble past him.
Just like get out of his reach multiple times.
Yeah, tumble past him. That way it's opposed acrobatics.
Okay. I'm willing to roll it.
So am I.
Yeah, go for acrobatics, I suppose.
All right. So
Like the ship does block, like it is a small area, but there is also like a cabin in the back, so he can run circles around effectively. But your movement is probably too fast for that to work consistently. But he could try. Like he can keep away for a moment. All
right.
17. You can roll athletics if you want.
20, and I did reach.
Yeah. Because athletics would be acceptable for catching up to a person. Yeah. You try to like run away from him to kind of like twist around and move, just keep like the cabin between you and him, and he just like catches up really fast. Yeah, you can try to grab him if you want, Eddie. I will say,
Eddie, where did you just share that picture of your character? What channel?
Probably the wrong one.
Yep, I don't see it.
Yeah, I found it. It's in game content on general tip.
Game content in general. Yeah, that's fine. Good enough. All right.
Yeah.
So you get a notepad out, Arthur, and you're like trying to write to Charles' character, but by the time you get up, Gil's like going to grapple him.
Yep.
Gil, you're gonna break it. Stop.
All right.
Are you concerned about him breaking the snake or the violin?
Yes.
The moment I hear that, I stop immediately in my tracks.
Like grabs, he like is going to go. You grab a hold of the wrist, and he stops himself. You still can't hear anything, Charles. Usually, just started chasing you, and you're just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I imagine it's one of those moments where like Gil has VOTUS, where like he's got a hand on like each shoulder, and it's just like was holding him just off the ground, so that he can't.
Well, he hadn't quite made the grapple check yet.
Yeah.
Oh, if he hasn't made the grapple,
He had reached him, and he was within reach to grapple. But
It was like I was about to.
and you're like,
So I kind of run over, towards Moon Whisperer, and I'm holding up a notebook, and it's got words written on it.
what are the words?
What language? What language?
In common. Is
common.
What it said.
Common. Okay. Common. Okay.
And it says, it's very polite, also very nicely written. It says, "Can we please have the violin that you picked up back? It belongs to Olivia."
And Moon Whisperer said no shit. It didn't want it stepped on.
Oh, thank you very much. Arve starts talking. He goes, and then just writes, "Thank you."
Thank you. Yeah, I'm assuming you had violin.
Oh, I had no intention of stealing.
I know. It's working out great.
As once all the action's over, I picked it up because I wanted to give it back to her because of my flaw. That was the key.
That was yes, of course. Either way,
because his flaw being he can't resist pretty face.
Oh, fancy. Anyway, so you're in the violin back.
Arve is kind of standing behind Gil in reference to Olivia, and it's just scolding her from behind Gil.
Yeah.
At this point, Gil just kind of go off to the
side. She had the violin. It wasn't my fault that he went. No.
Gil at this point just yelling, just to try to calm down. It's like it sounds akin to like a bear growl. Just,
And all the moon was looking strange at him. What the hell? I don't hear nothing.
I imagine that Olivia and Aramea have some sort of like whether they just both put a hand on her shoulder or something that helps him calm down.
Yeah,
You know,
most
like
likely.
in the Avengers with the Hulk.
The sound's getting real low.
Yeah, something similar, but with like convincing him that they're both safe and that
Yep.
everything's fine.
Kind of the 2 taps on the shoulder, and it's like he just kind of plods off to the corner, sits down, starts grumbling about something.
Yeah, Aramea would, whenever this happens, starts humming "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star."
Moon Whisperer, after all this is like throwing his hands up like I don't know, don't hear nothing. The hell with y'all. I'll go back to sleep. And he goes on back downstairs.
Which was just like a bunch of silent mutes up here. Weird ass people.
I mean, he's got to know something's going on, right? Because he can't hear himself either.
That's very true.
It could possibly be, but there again, he's only average intelligence. And he has his earplugs in.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's true. He
has-
probably
yeah.
thinks, yeah.
All right. So so the researcher and the pilot and a few other people kind of get up and kind of debrief everybody, make sure everybody's like clear what happened and what to do in the future with that. And
Hit it harder. Got it.
well, the other big thing is try not to make loud noises while in the silence, because if it will either eat it to be able to use its abilities, or will expel the extra out, and that can be very painful.
What are you saying?
We'll get you cleared up in a bit. And you guys continue on your way towards your intended destination. Can I get so you guys are on the deck, you're on the ship. There's a pilot who's kind of leading across the desert. There's the researchers who are doing their own work. It looks like Moon Whisperer has been helping the researchers make their maps, and Olivia has been keeping watch in the evening. What is Gil and Armenia doing with this time?
All right. Interesting. What would there be for me to do?
I'm guessing they hired you on because just pure muscle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also possible they didn't so much hire him on as he told them that if they were hiring Olivia and Aramea, he was coming. And that was the end of that.
As long as they don't have to pay you for it, great.
Yep.
Part of the
and-
sequence was that Aramea is perfectly happy to sit in a corner of our room and tinker with stuff. Olivia was actually looking for work.
Yep.
And was like, great, I found a job. And then we were like, oh, cool, you're going somewhere else? I guess just, and Aramea was like, I'll just follow you then. They were like, sure, I guess you seem competent.
Like, Olivia explained what exactly it is Aramea can do with her being an artificer. Okay, that might be useful.
Yeah, they kind of think it's useful. And then Gil, they're just like,
Well,
Well,
Gil is also a skilled smith from the family.
yeah, I mean, that's
Well,
not particularly,
also
particularly useful,
but yeah.
you know, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, there's also the thing here of Aramea and Olivia are like 14 years old, right? So there has to be an adult with them. You can't just hire children and take them away.
14, 15 is adult age in Telestream.
Yeah, we get to make
Try telling
decisions.
Gil that.
I mean, I'm not saying that Gil doesn't go with you, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Gil is
Maybe you just became an adult, and so you felt like...
Yeah.
Gil has Smith's tools, right?
yes.
So what's great here? So he has Smith's tools. I have thieves' tools, tinker tools, wood carvers, calligraphers, cooks, and what is this one? Leather worker? No, that's the wrong one. No, it is the right one. Leather workers' tools.
We have all.
He's just
And
like,
I can play the violin.
yes, it's true.
Say what? Say what? Huh? Huh?
Exactly. You like get cured up over the few days.
No, I understand,
understand that,
but he's still gonna be.
Oh,
That
yeah,
I can tell you now, that gets queued up exactly an hour after the end of this fight when I get my spell slots back.
exactly.
Like,
Um,
she sits down for an hour, rest, and then immediately cast Remove Curse on him.
yeah, that's fine. Um, so so it sounds like Aramea is literally just rolling some sort of tools check to continue working on stuff. What is Gil doing?
Gil's probably just taking the time to honestly guarding either Olivia or how do I pronounce Aramea?
Aramea.
If Gil, people probably just call her Maya.
Maya, yeah. Yep. It's like,
And I don't think you guys were here
My
when I
guess
said this,
is
but
that Maya gets herself in a little less trouble because she's just off in the corner tinkering. So
Like
you're
and additionally,
probably guarding Olivia.
if Gil doesn't inform Aramea that he's busy, he gets drafted to hold stuff for her as she messes around with stuff.
Okay, that's a good point. Would you like to roll athletics check to hold things or a perception check to watch over Olivia?
probably an athletics check. It's a
Okay.
little high.
All right.
as somebody with a much younger sister, I'm assuming that Gil is completely wrapped around Aramea and Olivia's little fingers.
It's probably true. The only question is, who does he choose between the two? And I
He's
think it's
probably
whichever
smart
one
enough
is.
to know that trying to babysit Olivia is going to quickly get him magicked by something.
You're not wrong.
It's more like being the older brother of two younger sisters. It's just a matter of what day do I feel like dealing with. It's just
Yeah,
flipping back
Also,
and
it's
forth.
also,
To an
it is
extent,
also
I feel
less
like
like
there's a different. Like, Aramea is always happy for Gil to be there. Olivia is. I would equate Olivia to a cat in that you have to let her come to you. Like she's fairly affectionate with Gil, but only on her terms. And if he interrupts her playing the violin, well, you can rage all you want. My Eldritch Blast is still going to hit you in the ass.
That's right.
It may hurt less, but
Yeah. So yeah, you're carrying some stuff. Basically, it's just an assist to Arthur your check with that high of a check. So go ahead and make me some sort of a crafting check if you want.
magical. There's a magical tinkering feature that I am looking up right now to see what it's.
Yeah, that allows you to create
Here we go. At first level, you learn how to invest a spark of magic into mundane objects. To use this ability, you must have Tinker's tools or other artisan's tools in hands. You then touch a tiny, non-magical object as an action and give it one of the following magical properties of your choice. I can make it a little tiny lamp. A recorded message of 6 seconds. Continuously emits voice or any other sound. Or a static visual effect. Probably not one of those then.
None of these things are going to take you multiple days to make, though. So like
Yeah,
you
those
can
are
roll a
also-
check
Well,
for
I've got
something
something then that I can work on. There's actually a feature for crafting thingamajig because I can do infusions, but I think can make some of them. Let's see here. Oh wait, that might be a specific class feature. Never mind.
Well, you figure that out.
Yeah, come back to it in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. You guys continue traveling along the soundless flats. It's going to be about 15 days, you think, before you reach your intended destination. It is the. See, that was in the second night. It is actually no, it's not going to be 15. It's going to be closer to 8. Yeah. Well, sorry. The intended destination is 15 days. Now I understand why I was confused. Yeah. Okay. On the 6th day, the pilot kind of the pilot is going across the desert, kind of moving one way, and then takes a kind of a hard right turn, moves another way, takes a hard left turn, moves another way, and then slows down the ship. And he says to Moon Whisper, who's kind of up on deck, keeping an eye on doing cartography stuff, says, bring everybody up on deck if you can.
Moon Whisperer will go down below, and he'll shake each individual's foot and says, "Hey, Captain wants you up top."
Yeah, and it's middle of the day, but yeah, just get all these researchers out from their books and studies and maps and stuff. Maybe
You
wake
probably have
up
to wake
Olivia.
Olivia up.
Yeah, because she's the night watch.
When she goes up on deck, she will move so that she can, she's within a respectable distance of what he's going to say. And then 15 feet away from her, she'll cast her racial darkness and stand just on the edge of the darkness. Because it is awfully bright out here and she doesn't appreciate it.
Luckily, there's a shadier thing, but yeah, you put the darkness just to help.
I have
funny.
figured out what RMA would be working
There's
on.
Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. There's a problem, just so you know. You drop darkness, that's magical darkness, on yourself, and it doesn't help at all. Because you see through magical darkness as if it isn't there. You're like, anyway. But you're like, you feel
In which
better.
case, the reason that she's doing it is because she's vain and she doesn't want people to see her after she's just woken up.
That's fair too. You can do it for lots of reasons, and I just love the idea that you're like, oh, I'll just do this thing. Ah, shit. Anyway, and the captain says, all right, so here's the deal. 2 days ago, yeah, it wouldn't be two. He said, last night, I saw the marker, and you can double check this, Moon Whisperer, for our intended destination. That would get us there. The marker that was supposed to be around today, I haven't been able to find.
You haven't. You haven't.
We're lost.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
or the sands have covered something, but
Do the markers not have some sort of magic to stop them being covered by sand?
no, they're not. They're not markers like magical markers. They're hills and geographical rocks that we use to guide ourselves.
And Moon Whisperer say, well, let me take a look around here for a minute. Give me a little bit, and I'll find north, and then we can go from there. How's that?
I mean, I know which direction north is, but we can,
Okay. Then on the map, which marker were you looking for?
Yeah, he kind of pulls up a map, and it's about as good as yours is, honestly, because you get like a small little hill here, small little hill there, for the dunes everywhere else, and it even marks off a particularly tall dune off to one side on this map, and he kind of points and shows people these things, and he says, "So we were here. We should have been traveling this way, southwest." And so this marker should have been on the starboard side, but I did some sweeping movements, try maybe to get up on some tall dunes. I can't find that marker.
And Moon Whisperer go out to the bow of the ship, and he's gonna look and see if he can see it.
Roll perception check.
A 9.
You can't.
And Moon Whisperer come on back and you say, Captain, I saw it.
He says,
It's
wait, what? Where?
Where? Okay, we gotta go further south, and then we gotta take and veer. I think it's from here. I know the dunes and the sand. He all makes things weird, but we gotta go south and then veer. Yeah, it's just off that one to the east a little bit, and I think I see the spire of that mound.
Okay. Okay.
It looks like here. My guess, and like that. About another day's travel.
He kind of looks at the map and says, "We must have veered. Ah, we went too far west then. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can do there. All right. Yeah. And all right. Cool. And he heads back over to the thing and starts driving south. Because no one would be stupid enough to lie about not seeing a marker, because that would mean you'd be getting completely lost. So he starts driving that direction. I will, however, allow everybody here to roll. I will ask that Moon Whisperer roll a deception check against passive insight.
Okay.
Of the party.
Insight is not on my skill list, and I have 11 wisdom, so you probably beat mine.
And you definitely beat mine. My passive wisdom is a 10.
I mean, he could always roll
13.
low, so we'll find out.
18 is
Yeah,
good
no.
enough to trick you. So he starts heading south, and he says, "Sorry to keep everybody up. Sounds like you got it." And next day, he calls everybody back up, and he's like, "I can't find this staff." Actually, that's not quite right. Because that would do something. Hold up. Okay, interesting. So it's on the second day. So he continues traveling south, and then he's looking east for the marker you're talking about, the marker that the party is looking for, that he was looking for. And the next day, as he's traveling that way, he kind of, there's a little more of that veering thing he was doing, like he was trying to find something, and then he goes, "But that's..." Well, this is Moon Whisperer. Here's this, because you're up on and keeping track of it. He goes, "Was this what you saw?" And he kind of turns the ship, not to the east, like you had said, but west.
That looks kind of like the spire I saw.
Yeah, and he starts heading toward it, and he says, "It isn't on the map." And he comes up onto the top of this dune, and then comes down, and it's like a good drop, like good 100 feet of dune down. And he comes closer, and there's this. You see what looks to be like maybe it would be like a 40-foot tall stone structure coming out of the ground, and it kind of has the Washington Monument look to it, where it's like four sides of the triangular pyramid on top.
Okay, like an
obelisk.
An obelisk, yes, thank you. And he kind of slows the boat down, not getting too close to it, and says, "Well, we should get the researchers up here. They might want to look at it."
Meanwhile, Moon Whisperer mark it down on his map.
Yeah, seems good. As far as you're aware. You're like, "I think it's here based on reasons." Great. So the researchers, like actually the captain, the pilot probably comes down and says, "Hey, we found the strange object. You guys might want to look at it." And the head researcher like, "Strange object? He says, "Yeah, it might be the runes you're talking about." He says, "No, it's way too early for us to reach the runes." He says, "Well, it looks like a rune to me." And the researcher goes, kind of makes a motion to his assistant, and those two head up. RMA and Gil hear this.
When you said that Moonmister was helping with their maps, you should have put that in quotation marks.
Yes, I help in quotes. To be fair, he was trying to assist in the and partially succeeding.
Does Gil have a favorite weapon?
Favorite weapon would be his great axe.
Cool. RMA wants it.
Okay.
You just hand it to him.
A couple of minutes later, you get it back, and now it's magic.
Well,
Woot.
It does have a number of like little magic inscriptions. They look nice, however, they are like all over it. This is now a +1 weapon.
There's a pause. Where it's just like
All of the inscriptions are in purple as well.
there's just a pause, or like this because this is an axe that he's made himself, and he's like, "Thank you."
You're welcome.
just
long.
just a long pause.
The look of the rock and game plan. Daughter bedazzled his football.
Yep.
If Olivia doesn't mind using a rod, staff, or wand as her arcane folk, RMA has she would present Olivia with a wand that has been also enhanced. It gives you a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls. In addition, you ignore half cover when making a spell attack.
Very nice. Thank you.
It only ignores half cover though, not quarter or 3/4, or 7.
Eight.
I guess I can't actually. I can't really argue it because it just ignores half. I would assume anything that's less than half cover would also be ignored, but it doesn't say up to half cover, so I don't. I
Or
can't
half
see
cover and less.
Yeah, it does just say half cover.
It's fine though. Anything less than half cover provides no bonus. So
Also, apparently, my tiny little cannon, because it is tiny, so I can hold it. It has tiny little legs, so it can move around.
yeah, it does.
It's hilarious. It's great.
So the researchers come up. Does Aramea or Gil come up, or anybody else?
Yeah.
RMA goes up because she wants to give Olivia this fancy wand that she's made.
Well,
Olivia's
she's
asleep
asleep
downstairs.
downstairs.
Oh, I tuck it into under your pillow, and then I'm like, well, might as well go see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So you come up to this, and you can see a tower. The boat has kept a good 200-foot distance from it, and you can see the pilot's kind of looking through his spyglass. He says there is some chains on the base of it. And he kind of holds the spyglass for anybody who wants to look.
RMA wants to look.
Okay, roll a perception check with advantage.
Oh, all right.
Actually, 200 feet is much shorter than he stopped. It's closer to 200 yards.
11.
You also can see that there's some sort of strange black shapes.
Gil,
maybe chains
look!
at the base.
Can you see that?
Gil and
Check with advantage.
yep.
You should definitely tell us what we both saw.
Yes.
So you can also see that there are chains at the base of this object. You actually can make a reasonable guess as to how many. There are 5 in total, because the tower is not a rectangular. It's not a square going up. It is a pentagon. and as it goes up, and you can see at the end of these chains there are manacles or cuffs, and you can see that on the cuffs and on the pillar itself there are small etchings. They're creating just enough light for you to see them in the side of it that's shadowed, which you're not directly facing. But you're one part of it you can see that is shadowed. You can see this faint light coming off as there's this etching, these runic glowing etchings on the side, and it looks like they're coming on all sides. But there's also some etchings on the actual cuffs of these things.
Yep. Gil will start to relay this, just going, you mean you saw this, right? And there's 5 of them. You saw the etchings, right?
Yes, as she sketches what you're saying and asks for some more details.
And he'll just kind of grumble through all the information.
You're really good at spotting things, Gil.
I have to be with you too.
A couple minutes later, Armea holds up a drawing. Is this what they look like?
No, not even close. You can see the runic etchings. You are not arcanely at all, and they're far enough away that it's hard to even tell what they look like in the first place. All you can tell is that they just no.
All right, new question. Was it mostly circles or mostly square shape? Triangles, maybe?
You know what? Can I make a Can I attempt to alter said sketches to give at least a rough approximation of what I'm seeing?
Sure. Go ahead and make a investigation check with disadvantage.
Am I able to help him with this?
No, you can't see them. I will help you sketch the things that only you can see.
There are
Another crit 20 there, but
that's a job. People actually do that. That's a thing you could do.
I can't even imagine what that would be like.
Yeah, no, it's people who are good at sketching, and they ask questions about what you see. And it's how you get mugshots of people based off witness testimony.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't help in this game. Especially, no.
Yeah,
I need to get closer. You're 600 feet away.
Yeah, I just go. No, too far
I
away.
went with your perception to see the runic etchings on a handcuff from 600 feet away.
Yep. It's like
you can't.
He draws a circle and then draws squiggles inside the circle.
Yeah,
He's there, done.
My eagle eye.
Any person who is looking through this would be like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's about right." But it doesn't look like any magic circle you've ever seen. It just
my eagle eyes can cut that out just like that. I can place a shot 600 feet away. I can read the initials of the monogram on Nat's ass at 600 feet away.
Do you really have an ability like that? I'm sure there's an ability like that, but
I don't know. I don't have that ability, but he would. I'm just saying. I can shoot a longbow 600 feet away.
Funny enough, in another level or two, I'll actually have eagle sight so I can see a mile away.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that actually is a real thing. But yeah.
There's a magic item that does
that too, yeah.
All right. Well, magic stuff on the thing way far away. If we want to know more, we'll have to get closer.
Yep.
This is a true statement. The researchers do say, well, the head researcher and the assistant do say, like, well, we might as well check it out. These kinds of things don't just happen. Like, they're rare enough as is. We might as well look at whatever we can.
Well,
Okay.
that's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not exactly, but good enough, I guess. So they start sitting down, and they say, they kind of look and they say, I guess Gil and whoever else you feel like you want to bring. Follow us.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll slide down the anchor rope, like Legolas coming off the elephant's trunk.
Sounds good to me.
And Gil just holler, Mia, Olivia, I need smart people.
I guess I'll go wake up Olivia then. She's definitely gonna ignore you.
He just kind of just sits on the side of the boat waiting.
Yeah. So
I
you're
go
welcome,
down and I
Olivia.
poke Olivia with a 10-foot pole.
This is a fancy.
What do you want, Mayor?
There's ruins with magic cuffs on them that Gil wants to go look at.
I am almost certain Gil has got no interest in going and looking at that whatsoever. If, on the other hand, you would like to go and look at it, I'm willing to go with you.
Yes. I do want to go look at them.
That didn't sound convincing to me.
He's trying to decide if you should lie or not.
Give me 5 minutes to get ready and I'll be with you.
Okay.
Actually, wait, you can help me put my arm on.
I can. I've practiced. I think I'll put it on the right, not upside down this time.
Yes, it's true.
That would be helpful, if you could.
You know, I can make armor, sort of.
I know.
Somehow in this statement, even though Gil could not possibly hear it, there is just a twitch.
Yeah, he's like a shudder in the forest. So Mind Whisper, and you're up ahead with the researchers who are just kind of heading over cautiously at the moment.
And I'd be talking to them in low tones. As far as what do you think it is?
Well, we need to see what kind of script it is before we know what era it's from.
No idea. Nothing in your all those big books of yours.
Most things found out in the Soundless Flats are from the Cheeky era, which is when the Thrycreen were ruled the deserts.
Why would it have chains holding it down? Is it going to float away if they broken?
No, I doubt it. Often the sands cover things up to a point, so there's a good chance this is actually the top of some building that's much taller down below. With chains this high up, I guess maybe there's a chance it was a form of punishment. You hang somebody up really high up. The Thrycreen were known for being underground creatures, so something like this might be a form of torture or something, or a punishment.
Wow. So you're saying
yeah, and it looks like the assistant's like writing down everything he's saying.
And when you start talking
again, we don't know what
about being possibly underground. That inside of Moon Whisperer starts making them feel comfortable. Darkness, underdark.
Ooh, yes, exactly.
Now you're talking my language.
Exactly. So yeah, they come up to this pillar, and you can see now that there is these etchings on all of its surfaces. And what's interesting is it has a very weird pattern to it. There's 5 faces. There is one face that has kind of this very straight line cuboid kind of runes on it. And then there's 4 others, and as you look around, there's one that has kind of these swirls, like circly, swirly things, swirly gigs. You have another which has a lot of triangles, also very straight, but a lot of weird angles and not as much crossover between lines. The 4th side has it would be kind of these almost symmetrical and complex designs. It uses multiple different shapes, but each shape is reflected in some way to a nearby shape, as if each part was slowly changing itself as it goes up. The final one is flat, and there's a single line going from the base up. Just a single edge.
Do any of these glyphs, carvings strike me as familiar, like to any languages that I might know?
What languages do you know?
Draconic, abyssal, elvish, thieves can't, undercommon, common.
I can add infernal and celestial to that list.
Yeah.
Primordial.
3 of them make sense to you. The ones with the swirls, the ones with the triangles, and the one with the kind of cuboid, almost boxy things. You've seen these kinds of etchings before in magic items and things. They're weird, especially the triangle and cuboid ones, but they're fine. Like, they're acceptable. The other 2, you've like the weird reflective symmetry one doesn't make sense at all. Like, it's way beyond just like a language. It's like some sort of very advanced arcane thing. And the straight line, like, that's not a language. That's a line somebody carved from the middle base of this thing up to the top. You would debate it's even a rune in that sense. It's like a weird aesthetic carving. Either way, on each of these 2, there are a series of chains that end in manacles with similar carving, similar etchings into the manacles themselves, but not the chains.
Moon would say, I think this is a warning to us. That this place is cursed. That those that tamper will end up in those manacles over there that have the same symbols on it.
Maybe. I haven't seen any arcane etchings like this before. We should get some etchings of this.
Hey, assistant, go up there and do some rubbings.
Yeah. the assistant kind of goes to hand the head researcher the stuff, and then you say that, and he goes, but it makes like a motion with his hand for him to do it. He goes,
I'll go help him. Yeah, I'll go help him.
Okay. Is anybody else going over and trying to get rubbings of these things, or otherwise looking at these?
I'll look.
I guess Moon Whisper and our Maya. Maya.
Moon
We give people so much trouble.
Whisperer is staying back where he was looking at it and reading it, and then where he came up to the conclusion in his mind that this is cursed. So he's staying back. He's gonna go and let the assistant go ahead and go poof.
Okay, and what about Olivia?
Liv is watching over Aramea.
Aramea will cast aid on herself, Olivia, and Gil.
Okay. All right.
That's an increase of 5 to your hit points and hit point max.
So the assistant thanks Maya for her assistance, then kind of hands you some charcoal and some paper parchment to do some rubbings, and they start on one side and kind of points for another side for you to do.
Take a knee, researcher. Take a knee. Get comfortable. I'll protect you.
Sure. And the dad's reacher just keeps like going around and looking at it. Let's see. At a certain point, I need an Arcana check from Maya.
Arcana, you say? This I can 2. Would being able to cast guidance help at all with any of this? What I'm doing right now?
Guidance would be fine. In fact, I suspect you would kind of pray for some guidance to insight into this, or it's not prayer. Sorry, but you get the idea.
I have a little clockwork mechanism. I imagine that I kind of activate.
Yeah, it's
helps advise on a slightly better, more efficient courses of action.
Yeah, it's like a little assistant.
It's like a small automatic calculator.
Yeah, a little eight ball that you shake, and it says, "Yes, do this."
Out of curiosity, what metal is all this made out of?
That's a good question. Roll a blacksmithing, but with intelligence instead of what other skill you may use.
Okay. Huh. Alright, hold on.
Yeah, it's basically proficiency, so it's one of those.
Yeah. No, I had something programmed and it just didn't work. Alright, so my intelligence is -1, but my proficiency is +3, so it's +2.
Go for it.
20.
With a 16 Arcana, this is definitely magical. And that's all you can tell.
Oh, I can cast our ritual cast identify on it.
Okay, so you kind of touch aside and you start doing ritually casting identify. You kind of pick up one of these chain cuffs and start looking at it carefully, kind of get a feel for it, and it's definitely not iron nor steel. It seems really heavy for how big it is. The only thing that you've seen that's close to this would be something like tungsten.
Interesting.
You're in the middle of casting Identify. They're doing a rubbing. Olivia's kind of coming around the side to keep an eye on you. You've grabbed one of these manacles. Moonwister's kept his distance and is watching the side. This is where you're all at when the manacle that Gil's holding moves and clamps around your wrist. Arthur, your character is casting Identify on the tower. One of the to move and clamp around your ankle You can make a dex save.
Alright, I will attempt this dexterity saving throw with my amazing +2. Very
The
impressive.
researcher gets clamped as well. Olivia and Moon Whisperer, you both get a dex save as well.
I rolled a 16.
That fails.
Oh, alright.
So your ankle is clamped. Actually, yeah, both your ankles are clamped with that.
That's higher than wow. Alright.
20.
Well, I'm clamped.
Yep. So you're like kind of keeping your distance when one of the manacles on one of the sides actually like extends some notable distance. Moon Whisperer, you're even further, and the manacles over at the side that you're kind of watching kind of go down. You go and you see Gil kind of get clamped. And he goes, "What the?" And you see another person kind of have a similar situation. You look at the ones near you. They've gone down, and then a moment later, they come out from underneath the ground and grab your ankles. As that happens, you four plus the researcher, this tower falls straight down. I need a strength saving throw from all of you.
So it sounds like my ritual cast of identify doesn't go up.
You did not finish it.
Well, this is just gonna be horrible.
17 for my strength save. See, if I had rolled that high, I might have succeeded the dex save.
Yeah, that was just.
Oh wait, hold on. Why did it roll with advantage?
Depending on how close you were, the dex save was higher, which is what was funny is like Gil's just an automatic fail. It was like chunk. Oh.
Okay.
So we got a 5, we got a 16, we got a 17, we got a 5. One from. Who am I missing? No, it's everybody. It's everybody. All right. So Gil and Maya, you two are pulled down, and as you are being pulled down from the wrist bite for Gil and the wrist for Maya, you get pulled into the sand, so you're kind of immediately pressed against the tower's side, and the pressure of basically you digging down through the sand deals you 2 points of damage during this duration.
Okay.
And it's hard for you to breathe. You're like basically you have to hold your breath. You go and start going down. Who failed? You two accidentally inhale some sand, and that makes
you
this
say I
process
failed?
much worse.
Or is it just Moon Whisper that failed?
It was Moon Whisper and Olivia. Those two rolled 5.
Oh, I see. You did roll badly for the next set. Okay.
So you two both take 7 points of
Eesh.
damage, and you have would be what's your Constitution modifiers? Both of you.
0.
+3.
0 for Ryan.
+3.
Plus what?
3.
3.
Plus 3. Okay. Ryan, you have 3 rounds before you go unconscious. Eddie, you have 4 rounds before you go unconscious. Eddie, you have
I think it's
1. It's
Not
normally
in
in
minute.
It's normally in minutes, but you inhaled sand.
yeah.
you
Also,
both got taken
additionally, it's usually unconscious is better, but I figure I should bring it up because usually it's holding breath and then for minutes, and then after you lose the minutes, you drop to asphyxiation in rounds based on con mod. I think with a +1 minimum of 1, but I'm not positive
Minimum
on that
of 1,
last
yeah.
one.
But
You're basically asphyxiating right now.
But
You aren't able to work out.
Isaac, you mean me, Moonrest,
Right.
Moonrest.
Sorry,
Not
yeah, no,
not Eddie.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. It was Moon Whisperer and Olivia who.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
sorry, what was your con score, Charles?
0. Mine was the
Okay,
0.
so you have 1 round. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need strength saves from everybody again.
Like, if the only way out of this is strength saving throws, I'm straight up not gonna.
Oh, you can't get out of this with strength saves. You take less damage with successful strengths. We'll need one from you, Arthur. I'll deal some damage to our 8 and 2 here. How about 12 points of damage, Moon Whisper and Olivia?
Damn.
Gil takes 6. I guess.
I got a 15 for my strength save.
Maya also takes 6.
Dude, I'm rolling.
Rolling hot. Yeah, you guys are being
Yeah.
pulled. You're like, just like fighting against this. You just like press yourself as tight as you can and clench.
Can I rage?
You may rage. Yes, this is a round that occurred, so you can rage now.
Yeah, I don't think I have any spells that I can actually cast right now that are going to do anything helpful. Because most of
try.
them are
You have a
verbal.
turn.
Most of them are verbal, and that is strictly unhelpful.
So Charles and Ryan, so you all have a turn if you'd like to do anything.
So I know we are making saving throws right now. If I cast like shield, kind of in the sense of just like, I don't know, a bubble around my head, would that help with the damage I'm taking, or? This is kind of an
It's not an
unusual
attack
situation.
roll. Shield basically. I'm checking to see the components. You think it would either help a little bit or help not at all.
Okay.
It's up to you if you feel like that's enough.
Moon Whisper would try reaching into his quiver and pull that magic item out.
What is the damage from?
Ooh, I like that. It's technically bludgeoning.
Well, no. What is it from?
Being
Like, are
crushed.
we?
Bludgeoning.
Okay, so it's just pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, you're being crushed by the sand.
Yeah,
Okay.
sand crushing in.
It's weight.
You're being
pressure.
crushed between a rock and a sand place.
Right. I was just checking. Like, are there things hitting me in the sand? Am I bouncing off of a cave wall or something? No, it's just sand. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's like falling in a corn crab grain bin and being smothered, sinking down.
For clarification, there is absolutely no way to cast spells with a verbal component at the minute, right?
No, you could totally cast spells with a verbal component. You just stop breathing immediately afterwards if it doesn't immediately solve your problem. As far as my
It
understanding
depends.
goes. That's how I understand it right now. It's similar to like how you would cast spells underwater, right? With a verbal component, if you don't have water breathing, you can cast
That's
like the first
probably
one, but then
correct,
you
yeah.
have problems afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question then is there anybody within 10 feet of me?
I might be, since you said you were watching me, but I don't know.
Yeah. There's probably somebody who is within 15, but you can't see them. There's sand between you and them.
Okay, so hopefully this will dampen this anyway. I can get myself out, but I have no idea how to get anybody else out.
Well, you're
Go
gonna
for it.
die through it anyway, so might as well do what you can.
try it.
I will cast. That might be a better way of doing it.
Shield has a verbal component, so you think it'd just be worse for you to try to shield.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is if I could put it in like a protective ball, it could be helpful. But
Like, it would help you for a round, but it would only help a little bit, and you would have to burn, holding your breath, which seems like a bit bad choice right now.
So I will cast Thunderstep.
I like it. All right. In what way do you cast Thunderstep? Like, where do you?
Oh wait, I have to be able to see it. Never mind.
oh yeah, you have
Okay.
to see the
Yeah, so I
destination.
was about to say, you can. Yeah, you have to be able to see the destination.
Do I have a rough estimation of how far down I think I am? I have an idea, but it depends on how far down I am. And wait, actually, do I feel like it's a constant pull downwards right now due to the chain?
Yeah, it's a constant pull downwards. Go ahead and make me a wisdom check to get a sense of how fast you're being pulled down.
Okay. Maybe perception, do you think? Or just do you want flat wisdom?
Sure.
Alright.
Perception is fine.
Arthur, you should roll some dice.
Yes, I got it. 16.
You're being pulled down really fast. Like if this was like quicksand, like oh no, I'm being pulled down by quicksand, it as bad as it is. You think you're moving down. You would give a vague guess at roughly the speed a person would fall.
Yeah, I don't have anything that's gonna help.
I do, but I'm not sure how much it's going to help.
So the only two things that I will do as a fall is I will essentially assume Aramea will plan like she's in water. Obviously she's not, but like falling through water that's going to just magically empty out into an empty space kind of effect. So she's going to be in kind of pencil dive position. A little bit of a concave, so that to make sure her wings align better and she doesn't lose her magic tool.
Form yourself into a thin, yeah.
Yep, little bit of a concave shape. Mostly pencil dive though. And if I get out of sand and start free falling, I will cast Featherfall on myself and anybody else I can see.
You can fly.
Featherfall.
Right. On the other hand, as like if there's 10 feet between top of the sand dropping me and the ground, there's only so much immediate fly you can do out with from that transition. Whereas if I say I just cast Featherfall as soon as I can breathe, that fixes that pretty solidly.
Charles, your character falls unconscious at the end of this round.
I pulled the magic item out.
Yeah, you pulled the magic item. You when you saw it before, you knew you could just break it and it would do the thing. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay, so you break it, and there's like this flash of red light from it, and then whatever red energy that was inside of it seems to have dissipated.
Okay.
And
Because that's all more or less all he knows and all he has.
Yep.
Right, we'll cast this one instead.
Okay, so Ryan, is Gil doing anything, Eddie? Or is he just... Well, he's raging, is my understanding.
Yep. He just got mad. It's like, this is bull.
Tower thing. Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't say it stops me hunting. How helpful do I think gaseous form is likely to be right now?
What likely to be?
Gaseous form.
Gaseous form.
How helpful will it be? Is what he's asking.
Which spell?
Gaseous form.
Gaseous form.
My internet is being stupid. Gaseous form. It might actually. Well, it could be very helpful. Actually, it might reduce the damage you take by half at worst, and at best, it might actually get out of the thing.
Alright, we'll give it a go.
Help you with suffocation, but
I don't think he needs to breathe as gas, though. I'm pretty sure it states.
Yeah, it's not clear, but like worst case scenario, it's going to help with damage.
All right, I will. I'll cast it.
I would think you'd be able to get out of the manacle anyways.
Yeah,
Well, I become a cloud of mist.
Yeah, the question I'm wondering is, what component are you using? Are you using the wand?
Yeah.
Okay. So, with, the breath that you have left, you now have no breath, by the way. It costs all of your rounds to cast a verbal component here. You cast gaseous form, and immediately the pain subsides substantially, and you can breathe again. What's weird, though, is the handcuffs are still holding on to you, and you're still being
That's
pulled
fine.
down.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
And you
Well,
see
that's-
the glow as you turn into that. They activate.
I mean, as long as you don't die on the way down, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just say you just take the D6 halved each round, and then this is happening. So you're yeah, it's just gonna help you reduce lots of damage here. So I need a strength save. So Charles, your character falls unconscious. I need a strength save from everybody. Also, everybody who's conscious hears a as the interior down vibrates violently, and you maybe cracks. There's like a notable sound of stone breaking.
Dude, I'm still the double jigsaw. I might as well strength check. Holy, look at this! Is amazing.
Unfortunately, a 13 is not high enough.
I think I should get +2 conditional for just good rolling.
Sure, no.
No problem. 15's still not high enough.
15 would be high enough, but Charles, you'll take another 3 points of damage, but you're so you're at 0, so you just fail a death save.
Ready?
Because you fell unconscious. You just fell into the same there.
Oh, you know what I can do? Oh,
You take 1 point of bludgeoning.
wait, I
damage
give myself
'cause you're
10 hit. I give myself 10 hit points every round.
Good plan. Sounds like a great plan.
Oh, that's what I can do it as a bonus action too. Ah, fantastic. This is way better. All right.
All right.
Oh wait, I
We take how much damage, Isaac?
You took 1, and so did Gil.
and then I took 12, right, for failing.
You took 12 for failing,
Okay.
and Charles just failed death save.
Um,
You guys each
okay.
get around again if you want to do something different.
I give myself more 10 HP.
Woo! Excellent plan. Is it verbal?
No,
Okay.
it's mental, telepathic.
Cool. And you continue to be a gas thing, and Eddie, you're in the same boat?
I'm being angry.
Being angry. All right. We'll go with one more strength save here. You guys hear another crack. Yeah, you don't need a strength save, Ryan.
I don't?
You just always take the D6 and are resistant
okay.
to it.
Excellent.
17.
Dang! So Arthur, you take 2. Your temp HP eats it, and
Yes!
the other 2 of you have resist. Both take 1. Charles, you fail another death save.
Yep. Got her marked.
All
Oh
right.
no, stop dying. Wait, is he? Hold on a sec.
Mhm.
Oh wait, is he actually within 10 feet of me? Because if he is, I can
15,
give
and you
him.
can't,
Okay. Well, no, I don't have
10
to.
HP doesn't help.
I don't. Well, I
It
guess
would
he is
help,
already
but-
unconscious, right? Because he would just any source of damage makes you fail the save.
Well, temp HP would absorb that damage.
Yeah. So if anybody is within 10 feet, they can get whatever I
You
roll for
just
10
can't
HP.
see them, and
It doesn't require sight. It's a distance
okay.
distance based. Within 10 feet of me.
Actually, for Moon Whisper specifically, you're actually pretty far away. Though you were across from each other, pretty much.
I just wanted to check. Well, maybe the researcher is nearby. Maybe I help him from dying.
It's still 15 feet.
Oh, alright, fine, whatever.
It's a
that way.
good question though. So there was that second crack, and then all of your guys' handcuffs light, and you notice that the stone pillar opens out into a larger space. And so open space appears. The pillar has fallen down into it, and so your ready to action of Featherfall happens.
Yay!
And
Is anybody
you
ahead
can
of me
now
to
see each
catch
other
them as
for
well?
around, basically.
Ah, Featherfall everybody else too. Nobody died.
So something interesting happens with that. Does Olivia or
We
Gil want to
do-
do
yeah.
anything now? You can see everybody. The researcher is unconscious. Moon Whisperer is unconscious.
In
Can I
case
breathe
Feather,
again?
You were able to breathe while you're in gaseous form.
in case fall rate is a problem, Featherfall does only slow. Like we don't take damage, but it does only slow our fall to 60 feet per. So in case
You
there's a
note
difference in speed.
when you cast Featherfall, that's fine. You note that you suddenly feel a lot lighter, and the handcuffs still pull you down just as fast.
Yep. We will land on our feet though.
Joy.
Now that I can breathe with my action, I'll be casting guidance on myself.
That seems fair. Does anybody else want to do anything with the
So we're in-
unconscious researcher or Moon Whisperer?
I don't have.
If I've got Featherfall on me, I will drop concentration on gaseous form.
Okay.
Assuming that I think I would be able to breathe without it.
So people stay at zero. Wait, actually, wait, I
Open
can help.
chamber that is like doesn't have sand or
Okay.
anything or
Yeah, yeah.
water.
Wait, so the researcher and Whisper,
Moon Whisperer
Moon
are
Whisperer,
both
are they
unconscious.
within 30 feet of me?
Yes. Just
Cool.
barely for Moon Whisperer.
I
definitely
cast
for the
8 again on those two, and their current and max HP both increased by 5.
Yep, you both wake up.
Oh wait, is there a third person who isn't myself, Gil, or Olivia within? Because I can target one more person with 8.
No, but you could target Gil, Olivia, or yourself.
Alright, well they already got it earlier, so nope.
Okay. So yeah, Moon Whisperer wakes up.
I'm helping guys, your feather fall detonated.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of sort of healing.
It's good enough for government work.
Yeah.
Well, if Moon was awake, he's going to cast Cure Wounds on his ass.
I would like to start Eldritch blasting the chains. I don't think it's going to help, but
Okay, that's fine. What were you saying, Charles?
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
That seems like a good idea. Yep.
Can I try to see about breaking my way out of the manacle?
Yeah. Strength check. Make a text with the Eldritch Blast, I guess. It's gonna be. I guess yeah. You could do somatic with your handcuff.
Yeah, this is
Especially
just
since I believe Olivia actually had the cuffs are on her feet, so she can cast her hands normally.
and this is just a strength check, or would this be like an athletics?
Athletics is fine, yeah.
21 and a 16.
Okay.
18.
So you attempt to break through this thing, and not surprisingly, this thing that seemed to be made of tungsten is really, really hard to break.
Yeah.
You get nowhere effectively. Eldritch Blasts hit it, and maybe you notice some marring. But you think it's going to take like 100 more Eldritch Blasts to break these things. It's at this point that so you guys are in the larger chamber. You're being pulled down as this tower is falling, and then the tower, which had been falling straight down effectively, there's a third crack, and the tower twists in midair. It's now falling sideways.
Cool.
Luckily, because you guys all have Featherfall, you shift up because you're light. You're still being dragged down at the same speed, but none of you are below this thing because of Featherfall. Like, even the person who's should be on the other side, their chain is wrapping all the way around and keeping them just above it. As this thing is about to hit the base of this chamber, as it hits the base of this chamber, the tower shatters, and there's this arcane flash that go up the chains, and you guys fall to hit the bottom of the chamber and go right through it.
Oh,
So now you
okay.
have these on you. They're supposed to be attached to this tower, but they just either keep extending or are broken off of it. Like there's only pieces of stone on them now, and don't touch the ground. You're not even being dragged through the ground like before. You can't touch anything.
So we're all ethereal.
That seems like a fair assumption to make. What would you guys like to do?
Gil is complaining. This is garbage.
Despite the stone between all the stone and or sand between all of you, you can hear him talk.
So we're embedded in the stone ground.
You're not even embedded. You're still falling.
Can Aramea make an Arcana check to see, like, to see essentially how well this matches up with, like, the etherealness spell, or, you know, something that replicates the etherealness spell's effects?
Sure. Yeah. Go to make an Arcana check. You were out of initiative, by the way. You guys can act as you wish.
Okay. I'll guidance myself then.
Yes.
Little clockwork helper. 19.
All right. Yeah. This seems similar to the etherealness spell. The only weirdness is that you feel like in the etherealness you should be able to stop yourself by like walking up air, for example. In the ethereal plane, you can kind of decide to not fall. I guess maybe you could try. You don't know what happened, but it does seem similar. Yes.
I mean, we're still attached by chains that appear to be dragging us down, even though they were previously attached to something that's now above us. So, I think not the. So, Aramea, before pondering too much more, kind of calls out, "Nobody try to do anything. Just keep falling." This is the weird magic that usually doesn't work this way.
Moon Whisperer's gonna say, I don't believe this. This can't be real. Can't be happening. I told you it was a curse.
Yeah, roll investigation.
I agree.
Right? Roll investigation, you two.
Oh, both of us. All right.
Yeah. I mean, you think it's not real, right? So see if it's actually an illusion.
Yeah. Well,
that sounds like I'm rolling to see if this is an illusion to me.
24.
Okay.
Investigation. Okay. 18.
All right. Both of you blink. You're no longer falling. You're in a chamber. You look, and there's no handcuffs on you, on your ankles or wrists.
Can I see
each other?
Can we see the other people? Are they here?
You can see the other 3 people in this chamber.
Wow, we were right. You called it, Mr. Moon Whisperer.
Moon Whisperer's gonna go over to the pretty face, Olivia, and shake her, and say, "Wake up! You're dreaming."
I go try to wake Gil up at the same time. Much more gently. It's kind of a gentle shake going, Gil!
Yeah.
It's not real. Just focus on believing that this doesn't follow the normal rules of physics, and you'll be fine. It worked for me.
Worked for me. You can still hear them, both of you. And they say that. You don't feel anything, though.
Actually, do we still see them, or did they kind of?
You never could see them because you could not see them after you fell through the ground.
Got it. Okay. So this is not real.
It isn't. Seriously, I can describe the cave to you. There's nothing on our ankles. We're not in anything. We're definitely not falling. There's 3 of you who are just sitting there doing nothing right now. In an empty cave.
It's
Go
worth
punch
noting
someone
the
in
cave
the
is
face.
not completely empty. You punch yourself in the face, roll investigation with advantage. Also, you take a point of damage.
Can I be guidancing him?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll roll a d4 for you.
You give him a little calculator and it starts giving you information.
After
Although
Yeah.
in this, you already rolled it. Never. You already
Yeah,
played.
Gil wakes up. You're in the room.
after Moon whispered to Olivia, go over to the head researcher, do the same.
All right. Do you want to roll investigation there, Ryan?
Sure.
Go for it. You have advantage. That succeeds.
Brilliant.
You wake up.
Okay.
You go over to the researcher. This kind of younger guy. You can see he still has some of the etching paper clutched in his hands, along with some other stuff that he brought for investigating these things. And what do you do?
Slap him.
Hey,
wake up! You're dreaming.
All right. Disadvantage. That's not okay. What? Did that actually work? I don't think it did.
Yeah, I'll go help the other researcher and guidance.
There was 5 signs, 5 manacles. The head researcher is not with you.
Oh.
The researcher wakes up. What? What the frick is happening? Stop slapping me.
You're the researcher. You tell us.
He starts getting up and he looks around and
I agree. I'm not an archaeologist. This is more your field of experience.
great point. That's funny. He looks around and he goes, "What are those?" And he points over, and you can see off to one side. The cave isn't empty. There is a pedestal with a box on it. Looks like maybe it was either embedded or something like that. And then on the wall behind it, there are 4 empty frames of a painting.
So there's 4 frames on the wall because there's nothing.
There's 4 frames, no painting. And then he goes, "Oh, wait, when did the illusion start, though?" He kind of looks around and he goes, "Did it teleport us and then pretend that it dragged us? Or did it send us to a different plane?" He looks around and he's like, "Is this?"
You tell us.
Where are we? I don't know. Normally, let's see. Let me drag. Just to see if it's an illusion.
You know this is going to cost you overtime.
It's gonna. We should all be paid overtime for this shit. We weren't even in the right place.
And hazard pay.
Well, you've probably already been paid for that part. I wasn't, though. I should be getting hazard pay. But it's not the ruins we were looking at. I don't have any information about these ruins. Maybe it was. So we got dragged.
I'll go start ritual casting identifying the picture frames.
Yeah, he's like he's trying to figure something out.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. Is I start ritual casting the picture frames.
Okay, Moon was point at him, and him being researching. It's all your fault. I told you it was cursed. You touched the wrong thing.
He says, but didn't. I mean, you heard it. It was the head researcher who told me to do that, right?
But you touched the wrong thing. It's your fault. I was standing back. I still got slapped.
Well, so maybe it was your fault because you stood back.
Or may
It was I read it was a curse. You touched it.
and asked Olivia to start playing some music nearby to drown out some of this conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that I can
So they
focus.
start arguing about whose fault and what. Yeah,
I would think that Moon Whisperer would do that.
that seems fair. And the researcher would totally argue against you for obvious reasons. Yeah, does Gil do anything? Sorry.
The frames, are they made out?
This whole song and dance, and this disconnect because his Discord doesn't like him song and dance.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. They're
Garbage.
made of wood, by the way.
Wood? Okay.
Yep. Probably kind of a nice oak. You don't notice any arcane etchings on the painting frames, though. When you finish identify, you realize that these are gate spells.
Oh. Okay. RMA is kind of doop-de-doo, doop-de-doo. Hold
Whoa. 4 9th level gate spell, permanent gate spells.
RMA says, well, I have good news and better news. I found the way out, and it's with super powerful magic that I've only seen a couple of times before. That was the better news, if you couldn't tell.
On the way out of where to where?
Yeah, it goes back to where we came from, right?
Oh, I have no idea. That's not how that spell works.
Yeah, it actually, the identifying spell actually does tell you how these gates work. You know that there's a key to them. It's to open them. And you know that depending on the key, it opens to different places.
The key will take us to different places. Assuming this functions anywhere similar to plane shift, I could make an educated guess based off the magical properties of the key, maybe.
Yeah, you need the key.
Okay. Do you have the key?
No.
What is the
Seems like a problem.
Maybe we should look around for it.
Okay.
Does it look like these boxes or blocks that you were telling us? Do they look like they fit inside the frames?
They don't look like it would fit inside the frame, but there is a indentation beneath each one that looks like something would fit in there, but not the box. As you look at the box and pause your argument for the moment, you realize that it opens. It just has like a little latch, and you can open it if you want to. It's like a wooden box, and it looks like it's actually like stuck to the pedestal it's on.
Maybe
it's screwed in the base or something.
Yeah. Moon Whisperer will go over to the nearest one that's by him and inspect it.
You look at the box. It's made of wood and has some fancy paint on it.
And he's going to investigate for traps.
Yeah, roll an investigation. You don't notice any traps.
And then he's going to. You said there was an indentation or something hanging from it.
So there's beneath the picture frames. There's a little latch on the side of the thing. Like you open the latch and then flip the lid up.
Our mayor would kind of go over as Moon Whisperer's looking around and go, do you want some?
Well, there's no trap on this, so he's going to try to open it with the latch and whatnot.
Yeah, you open the latch. There's no lock on it. You just flip the latch up and open it. As you do, there's a light that emanates from the box, and you see for a moment you see what looks to be like a deck of like cards or something. They're like not the right size for a deck of cards, but it's something like that. And then 7 of these card-like objects go and come out of the box and land on the pedestal just right in front of the box, all face down. And then the box closes.
That's
do you want me
fucking
to-
weird. Would say.
RMS says, do you want me to try identify one of the cards? There's a possibility, though, that just by touching it, it'll activate it. I'm hoping that if I don't flip it over or something, I can identify while it's face down.
This whole place is cursed. I said from the beginning, so I can't see any good coming from it. Leave her alone.
So we'll open another box then?
There's only one box in the room
I want to
that
hit
you,
the
that you
cards.
currently see. I suppose you could procure a box from your bag.
That was in character.
Yes, I see.
Yep.
I want to turn over a card.
All right, you grab a
She
card and
says,
turn it over.
No. She says that.
You say that. Okay.
RMA like, I'd really do. Did you mind if I try to identify it first?
Sure.
I will place my hand on the back of one of the cards and start ritual casting identify.
Okay. As you touch the card, nothing happens. You reach the Cascadier, Owl, Feather, and Pearl over the space. And as you finish the identification, you realize that this card is hold up, number 7. So I need to roll which one this is. Oh, that one. This one is. This one says, "The Key of Vengeance." Choose this card, and vindictive warriors that bear great hatred in the past, an embodiment of hatred itself, will arrive. The dark side of the wish, and it is the contents of its cup. You also realize this is a key to one of the paintings.
RMA, I realize this. It says, this sounds like a bad. This is one of the ones where none of the answers come out good. I guess I'll start on another card.
Moon Whisperer go to one of the frames.
But I just realized. No, that's right. Yeah, I did it right. Okay, I'm fine. Continue.
You were starting to
You
break
got
up a
another
bit,
card and start
so
identifying it?
yeah, you were starting to break up. So
Sorry.
most of what I got out of that one was that it was something that would summon vindictive
sorry.
warriors from the past.
What I said was. Let's see if my internet decides to fix itself in a few moments. Looks like it's doing okay now. So you identify another card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moon Whisperer go to one of the frames. And try to put his hand through it.
You hit a stone wall.
Okay. It's not like it's
activated.
it's a solid back. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hanging from a stone wall, so you're not surprised that you touch a stone wall where you put your hand through it, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's this one says the card of the bow. Excellent scouts. Excellent the masters of long range warfare, and it would be their weapons are well known.
Moon
Says, this one sounds better. It has excellent scouts and masters of long-range warfare. Apparently their weapons are well known. And then I'll start on the next one.
Moon Whisperer will try to take the frame down off the wall.
Okay. You grab the frame and try to pull it, and it seems stuck.
Okay. Then he'll leave it there. He didn't, if it came down easily, then what he was going to try to do was put it over the cards.
All right.
But
Yeah.
since it's not,
As you go over each one, you learn that each one seems to mark a kind of it seems to describe basically a person the kind of weapon a person uses. There is one that is the sword, one that is the bow, one that is the spear, one that is the knife, one that is the axe, and then this weird one.
That was the key of vengeance.
That was the hatred. Yeah. Vengeance.
why couldn't we find the one?
That was 6. You said there were 7.
Saber. So sword.
So I have
bow,
key of vengeance. I
spear,
have bow, sword, spear, knife, and axe.
Knife, axe. Oh, sorry. Flag was the last one.
Flag. Oh, okay. What was the?
Before- yeah.
What's the other text attached to flag?
Standard bearer and guide. The virtuous warriors summoned by the root, tasked with governing.
Nothing about using magic, though, right? None of these seem to indicate somebody that fights with magic.
Nothing in
None of them.
particular. These are all relatively martial.
That's correct.
Liv will go and open the box again.
The cards that are out go into the box, and the light, and 7 more cards come out.
All right. Now how to get rid of these notes?
No,
Read
don't
these.
delete them. Really don't delete them.
You might want to just keep them just in case.
I go through this set of cards now.
Okay.
You know what I was preparing spells? Kind of at the start of this day, I was like, should I prepare identify? Like, I can't ritual cast if it's not prepared. Am I actually going to need it? We're going to... I should probably, just in case.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
There's
alright.
only what you notice this time is that the hatred one is gone, but there's a different one that is it would be the mounted fighter.
So there's a mounted fighter. So the key of vengeance swapped out for mounted fighter, but the rest were the same.
The rest are the same. Yeah.
Damn dwarves.
I will open it and close it. I'll close it and then open it again.
They're all face down still, and you get the same result.
Same set. So the key of vengeance is still gone, and we got the same ones back out that we got in the second cycle.
Yeah.
Hey, Gil, come over here and close this and then open it.
He sighs, goes over, closes it, and opens it.
Okay.
It's all vengeance.
It's all vengeance. No, most of this time, 2 of the ones from before are gone. The spearmen and the bowmen are both gone. And this time there is one for the mount, and the other one which is for magic.
And key of vengeance is also present.
Vengeance and the flag are both present still.
Well, that leaves one person.
What do you do?
That's you, Aramir.
Wait, what about me?
Close the box, then open it.
Oh.
We're getting
Okay.
different results depending on who opens the box.
That's correct.
Alright, RMA hesitates for a moment, and then opens and closes the box.
Okay. Interesting. I like it. 8 cards show up. The only one not here is the spearman.
Aramea seems that you can see her tail starts to twitch. She seems pleased that she got more cards than everybody else.
Actually, yeah. Actually, there is another one that's different. Hold up.
So wait, sorry, which one was missing? The
So the spearman is gone.
spear is missing. Okay.
So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. So yes. Hold on. Number of cards.
Maybe.
Yeah. So you actually. Yeah, that's just 8 cards. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I got it.
Okay, so it's all of them minus the spear.
Minus the spear. Yeah.
Alright, goes back through, identify these. Goes, okay, there's oh my
This
gosh.
is like hours of process now at this point.
It's like 11 minutes per card.
Per card.
And the vengeance card said it was the key of vengeance.
Yeah.
It said it was the embodiment of hatred, the dark
Okay.
side of the root and the contents, and its contents.
It also mentioned like vindictive warriors from the past
Yeah.
arrived.
Great hatred.
Which one is the magic card? But like, she'll ask Aramia, which one is the magic card?
Before I answer that question, is everybody in agreement with activating 4 of the portals?
I'm only going to activate one of the portals.
Do we only want to activate one? Does everybody want to go to wherever magic is, or do we want to try activating multiple ones?
Well, what I want to do first is to see whether or not I can activate a card that shows you.
You see, I'm talking about, the forward plan before you start slapping things into the 9th level permanent gate spells that shouldn't exist.
Do we
Alright,
want to
new
open
question.
the gates?
Let's assume
The researcher says, I'm pretty sure we will start down here.
I can prepare and create food, so we'll
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's no one who will ever be able to find us down here.
Fair enough, fair enough. RMA is having a little bit of, she's like, now that people are paying attention to her, she's like, so let's assume that the first one sucks us all in. Is everybody okay going to whatever magic place is?
I'll go with it wherever you two end up. Somebody's got to get in the way of all the stupid stuff.
What I'm more concerned about is that it will suck one person in and won't let anybody else in. Because I would be screwed pretty much anywhere in the multiverse.
And then you like Aramea seems like terrified by this prospect. She's like, "Oh, that's a really good point. Maybe if we hold hands when foot gets put on, that'll make a difference."
Which card? Which card's that?
I don't know. I'm not telling anybody.
Maya, you can either tell me which card is the magic card, or I can pick one at random.
Wait, don't do that.
Ooh, Avenger, yes.
Okay. I'll tell you which one the magic one is. Before you touch it, though, I want to count as a carried object.
Gil, pick your sister up.
Alright.
Not me, the other one.
Alright.
Good. The researcher looks at Moon Whisperer, then doesn't say anything.
Aramea points to what it says. That's the magic one.
So I will pick it up and take it over to a portal and slap it on.
Do you look at it?
Sure, I'll look at it first.
Okay. It does show a picture. Roll me a D22.
A D22.
Yep, just, yeah,
Yeah, that always bodes well.
like this.
Sure.
Oh, it didn't.
Yeah, I know what a D22 is.
Okay. Good.
11.
Let's see, is that this one? Oh, this is going to take forever to load. Let me just do this way. Oh, okay, that's going to be annoying. What's it? I have to look this up, otherwise it's going to take forever. No, that letter's went better that time. Okay, good. Oh, so close. This one. This one. So the picture you see on the card, I will post in-game content. Okay, just taking sweet time, no problem.
Game content in general text or in VOTUS?
Yeah, VOTUS. You know, once I get to it. Is this one.
That says justice.
It does.
I turn the rest of the cards over. Actually, the first thing I do is open and close the box.
RMA goes into a... Okay, no.
Yeah, okay, so you open and close the box, and then you start turning the cards over.
Yes.
Well, yeah, okay.
RMA goes into a hyperventilating fit.
Exactly.
RMA.
So many combinations.
Chill.
Okay.
I haven't died yet, so it's probably not going to happen.
You get, okay, so you had 7. All right. The ones that you didn't have were that one and that one. Okay. I need you to roll me 6d22.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of combinations. Okay.
2, 4, 6, 12, 17, 18.
Yep, I got it. That's a 1. No. Oh, yep, you have 6. 18 was this one, I think. Nope, that was 13. Oh, I got 19. I got 16 also. There's 17. And this is probably 18. Yep. And 2 is... Oh, that's right. That's this one.
I'm
And
concerned.
then 4 is...
I'm not upset at the 17.
that one. So, I have pictures for each of these if you want to see them. But you, on the thing, so that the magic one was said justice. Let's see which. Yeah, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, nope, I'm missing one. Hold up.
I'm not sure how you have these sorted, but if you can give us, what each one is, and then what it says on it, like magic to justice, spear to something, mount to something.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. That's yeah. I guess I also picked the. I want to say relevant. That one's 2. That one's. No, I'm gonna make that one 1. Yeah. Okay. That was not the correct one. And it's gonna be this one. This one 2. That one's 9. 4 and 2. Oh, okay. 1. 7. 2. 4 is. Oh, what do I need? 12. That's what I'm missing. 12. Apologies. We'll be stopping soon enough. This one? This one 12? Yes, it is. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. So we have the mage one has justice. It shows the picture is shown there. The knife one has the hanged man. The flag one has High Priestess. The axe one has the Emperor. The mount one has the Lovers. You didn't have that or that. The spear one has the Moon. And the bow one has the Sun. Is that all of them?
Sounds like it.
One,
We're missing
two,
the vengeance one.
4, 5,
We don't need that.
yeah, he didn't have. There was no vengeance in that one.
Okay. Also no
Okay.
sword.
Oh, I see what the problem was. It's because you opened the box, so there was actually no. So sorry. So justice is actually the sword. It came with the same. It came with the same cards when you opened the box. So there was no caster one. So what the cards
But
you
I'm
had
a
before?
warlock. Why is there no?
No caster.
So what about the card that he was holding, the magic one that said justice? Did it turn into something else? Did it get sucked away?
So it got sucked in, or actually, if you held on to it, it just like vaporized into light. And
So
returned.
on my notes, I'm gonna put magic/sword is justice.
Yeah, it's
Because
technically
we've seen it
sword.
in both forms, so...
You've seen it in both forms. That's correct.
So I will pick up the axe, which was the Emperor,
Which was the Emperor? Yes.
and I push it to one of the picture frames.
There's 4 of them. Far left, far right, middle right.
Give me 1 second.
So you looked at the frames. They're oak and don't have like arcane etchings. Did anybody actually look at the frames themselves? Like what they are
Charles, I
depict?
think Charles did as well as Gilgamesh. I mean, Moonwhisper and Gilgamesh both did.
Oh, I see. So yeah, okay. So we'll say that there is a difference between the frames from what they have depicted. One of them has a depiction uh, of waves and of aisles and of kind of symbolically and of a kind of number of spheres kind of depicted in his carvings. One of them has buildings and has a really big tree in one corner and a kind of nexus of 10 line, kind of a 10 line circle nexus thing. One of them has a kind of straight line carved around it, creating a box, and off of each you can see there's kind of like dashes going off of down and across, like perpendicular to the straight line. And the last one has a split, one which has 9 separations, and another one which has these kind of zigzags going down it, sometimes broken apart, sometimes not.
Okay. So Olivia holds the card in one hand, and in the other hand, her battle axe appears as she summons it.
Okay.
This is both her pact weapon and her Hexblade's curse weapon. Hexblade's weapon.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a minute focusing on the connection that I have with my patron, and see if I get a leaning towards firstly, a different card, if my patron seems unhappy with this card in any way, and secondly, if not, if I get a leaning towards any of the 4 portraits.
Okay. What is your patron?
My patron is the Hexblade.
Oh, I see.
Within that, the Hexblade is like a difficult one. I can't Google Hexblade and it gives me a list of patrons or queens or
Yeah,
something.
the most common one is the Raven Queen.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if that's your intention or if you want it to be something else.
The Raven Queen is probably fine.
Okay.
I mean, ideally it would be Nox, but
Sure. It
Nox.
doesn't like this one. This
Doesn't like
card.
this card. Okay.
Yes. And it is drawn to the separated one.
Okay. Do I get an indication as to which card it is? And if not, I will pick up each card in turn and see if there's one that it likes.
Yeah, it doesn't give a it doesn't like this one. It doesn't immediately tell you which card. Which card do you pick up next?
Oh Jesus. I start on the after this one.
Pick up the lovers.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. The Lovers was the Mount.
Yes. Yes.
You pick that one up, and it doesn't have any issue with that one.
Arthur, run through the combinations for me.
Magic and sword was justice, knife is hanged man, flag was high priestess, axe was the emperor, mount is the lovers, spear was the moon, bow was the sun. We haven't seen what the evil one was or the
magic one, because
well, magic
neither
was
of those-
justice and then it changed. So
yeah, it was justice from the previous person's thing, but this
yeah,
one's-
for my box it was.
yeah.
So the next one that she'll try will be, let's go with the High Empress,
The High Priestess.
High Priestess. Yes.
Doesn't like this one.
The Moon,
No issue.
and then she'll just go through the rest of them
Okay.
one at a time.
The sword, it's fine with. The bow, it's so justice, sword, fine. Lovers, mount, fine. Star, bow, fine. Moon, spear, fine. Axe, emperor, no. Flag, high priestess, no. Knife, hanged man, yes. It actually likes.
Okay, so we'll go with that one. And the frame that it was indicating as well.
Ah, I see. Okay. So, do you just put the card face down or face up into the little slot below the thing?
Facing me.
Okay.
Facing outwards.
As that happens, the card fits in. It gets like stuck to it. Lights go up behind the painting, and within it, there is a portrait that appears of a. Let me just roll this. Oh, rough. Okay. There's a portrait that appears of a kind of cold place, a bit swampy, but you can see there's a faint bit of snow. And there are turtles that are moving in this painting, quote unquote, that look like small towns on them.
Okay, Olivia will look at this, consider it, and say, hold that thought, I will be right back, and then try and step through it.
Wait, no.
As that happens, as you attempt to like put your foot up to the thing and touch it, the painting expands rather than you going through anything because the painting's much too small, and it expands forward and widens to fill the room until you guys are all in this scene.
Fun.
And as soon as that happens, you, Ryan, feel a pull in a direction that you can only assume is south based on the position of the sun, but you've never been here before, so you don't know where you're at.
Okay, this way, guys, and then she starts leading the way.
Sounds good. We are going to stop the game there, as that is the first session.
Ha.
Yeah, whew, so many combinations. The original plan was to not have the... Well, actually, what I should say is there was never any plan to have the other things known, the sword, axe, and that stuff, but Identify would tell you which one they represent each. So, good job. You ruined my plan.
Yay!
Woo! But it's fine. Yeah, so...
I think I almost didn't prepare Identify today.
So we should always prepare Identify. This is what this.
You never know. Yeah. So I hope you guys had fun.
Out of interest, is there a reason that the warlock didn't get the mage?
Random.
Oh, okay.
The cards don't choose based on the person who draws it.
But they did. Like, I opened the box more than once and always got the same ones, right?
Yes.
So it was set after you opened it, like so.
Yeah.
It was a
Yes.
different cycle
Right,
for
okay.
open.
The box would probably be best described as something like Pandora's box, in the sense that there's everything there, but what you have access to is different.
Okay.
That's why when I described it, there's like the flash of light, and there's a full deck in there. Everything's in there, but it is pulling something out for you, and that's random.
Yep. And basically, you basically get your random lot, but that's assigned to you.
Yeah.
As long as you're you.
Well, yeah, that's actually true. Very specifically true.
I know where your head's at, sir, and it terrifies me.
Yes. I will post the other pictures of the other cards just for funsies, but that's where we're leaving things for today.
Okay.
And put comments here for Emperor. For which one they are, because it might be hard to see.
Alright.
Already did justice. So. Any questions, concerns, comments before we get into this?
I'm liking the build-up.
Yeah, it's intentional. It's intentional.
Blah.
Yeah. Basically, one of the things I was thinking about was if I'm going to give everybody super powerful magic items, I might as well have like a number of sessions required to get them. So,
Well, did we level?
Are you hardcore?
All right. Okay. No, I didn't know if we decided.
Oh, that's right. It was
But was
kind
it
of
a
thing
deadly session or not?
Oh, that's, I guess,
Because he's not hardcore, you know, because he failed a couple of death saves.
Right.
So was it a deadly session or not?
That's a good question. No, I wouldn't say so. It would have been pretty hard to get yourself killed in this session.
It was have low con and fail the first save, and now you're done. Was how you get yourself killed.
Yeah, if you fail the first save, I mean, you did take a good amount of damage.
Like he almost died. Like
yeah. But even in that situation, he.
Like
Yeah,
the
I
reason
guess
he
that's
didn't
true.
die is you
Yeah.
didn't make him make death saves on his turn. He was only taking failing saves on the auto damage.
I guess that's true.
Like if you made him make death saves, we had like right, but we did have like 2 turns, right? So there was 2 50-50 chances that he died.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that you just didn't have a roll.
Yeah. Well, I was only on the second one. Well, yeah. Sure. I'll count as deadly. That's fine. That's probably
Woot.
true. You convinced me.
What did you
What-
guys decide on?
It wasn't intended the person died during that time, but yeah, if you fail the first save and then get hit really hard repeatedly, then you can do it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's the 7th? Oh, it's earlier. Right there. Just. All right. There's the pictures. Have fun with that.
Woot.
Okay.
Talk to you guys later. Probably run something like this next week. And
Oh,
I'll
tomorrow,
figure-
Tuesday?
Yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday.
Tomorrow's Tuesday. Yes. You want to
Yeah,
run? Oh.
Yeah, you could run another one tomorrow.
I mean, I know I want to, but I also have work, and I know it's going to kill me if I try to do that. So, no, unfortunately, the answer is no to that. But nice try. Next week sometime, I will let you guys know what times I'm available. But
That's fair.
thanks for-
Hopefully with more notice than after I'm midway through my work without
Yeah.
access to anywhere I can set up a character and schedule it for before my workday ends. So that I make a character in my head and then actually implement the stats after I get home after the session started.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
It worked fine, didn't it?
It was okay.
I was pretty spot on the stats. Like I didn't get very much of it wrong.
But have a good evening, guys.
You too.
Yeah.
Yep. Later.
Arthur, Eddie, did you decide on hardcore or normal?
I decided on normal. You kidding me? If I do a hardcore character, it just goes too fast. You know.
I decided on normal because since VOTUS is happening so little, if I fall behind, I'll just spend tokens. That'll catch up. Like I have so many tokens that I'm probably never going to use because it's probably going to be the only VOTUS thing that ever happens again for a while.
But
That is fair.
I'm taking it. We're all gonna be normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided on normal because hardcore characters, once you reach level 20, only suffer from being hardcore.
Yeah. And I think too, if things go the setup that I've changed, because I've been demoted at work, but it's not a bad thing because they were overworking me. So hopefully I'm gonna give it like a week or two just to make sure that like I said, I'll give it a week or two. Just
Look at that. I feel